This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. While maintaining he is innocent of allegations of inappropriate sexual conduct made against him, Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson said today he has no regrets about any of his actions, added he does regret the impact the accusations have had on the people around him. Watson's facing the allegations in 24 civil lawsuits filed against him. The Celtics, with their backs against the wall as they get ready to host the Warriors in Game 6 of the NBA Finals on Thursday. Boston down 3-2, facing a must-win. One key for a Celtics victory is taking care of the ball better. They had 18 turnovers last night. Boston also needs a strong start, advises ESPN senior NBA writer Andre Snellings.
They need to control the narrative, control the pace, control the action in the first half. I fully expect the Warriors to make their push in the third quarter and make it competitive. But then the Celtics, building off of that early momentum, would need to then carry it through and win a Game 6.
Andre Snellings on Greeny. Braves second baseman Ozzie Albies on the 60-day injured list with a fractured foot. He was injured on an awkward swing last night.
How would you love a chance to save some money on car insurance? Geico can help. Switch today and see all the ways you could save with great rates and discounts. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save.
Imagine a world where bullying isn't considered a normal part of childhood.
A world where I'm not afraid to go to school.
To speak out.
To be myself.
A world where I'm not afraid to be caught alone.
Come on, punk.
We have the power to stop the bullying. Speak out.
Speak up.
Educate.
Find out what to look for and how you can make a difference at bullying.org.
Bullying is not kids being kids.
It's not about good homes or bad homes.
It's not a normal part of growing up. I shouldn't be afraid to get on the school bus.
To turn on my computer.
Message. Or walk to my locker. Did you know that a bully will stop his or her behavior in 10 seconds when their peers speak up?
Use your voice.
Hey, leave him alone.
We have the power to stop bullying.
Find out more at bullying.org.
Bullying.org.
Where you're not alone.
Where you're not alone.
Where you're not alone.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau.
Here we go on a Tuesday. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Casey Kurtz rocking with you here for a little bit. Brent Martineau will be along in the 4 o'clock hour. My man's Brian Middleton on the ones and twos on a Tuesday afternoon. We got Action Sports Jax overtime coming up. We got Jumbo Shrimp baseball coming up as well tonight. Brian Middleton, we got you in here early, man. What up with you on a Tuesday?
Nothing too much, man.
You chilling?
Just trying to be a good fill-in, man. You know,
I appreciate.
I got called in, man. The manager got on the phone. You know what I mean? Called the bullpen up. I started warming up 3 innings ago. You like how I'm using the baseball
like
reference?
That's well
for
done.
A sport that I'm on.
Yeah, I do appreciate it, though. Well done. I do appreciate your willingness to come in at any point in time when Brent Martineau doesn't want to come to work. There is something special about that. But
I like the way that's framed. That's good.
You know what it is. But anyway, Brent will be with us here in a little bit. We will get you going, and then it will be me, Brent, and Brian for the rest of the day on Tuesday. A lot going on today. Deshaun Watson speaks for the first time since March. What he had to say, we will play for you, but I will sum it up in terms of Deshaun Watson continued to claim he is innocent from the allegations that continue to come about him. So we will play that sound for you as we go along. But I think here in Jacksonville, the big news of the day, which is confusing at the very least, Bruce Smith on Instagram going after Tony Boselli. And none of it really makes any sense to me or anybody else. Like Brent tweeted about it and kind of went after Bruce Smith. So I think that's a fight we don't want.
I was about to say, man, don't call me. Do not call me for backup.
But
I don't care how old is Bruce Smith, 73. I do not care.
Yeah, he was a bad man at times. But listen, this is a weird change of pace because obviously Tony Boselli getting in the Hall of Fame this year. The banner game against Bruce Smith. Bruce Smith announcing that Tony Boselli was going to be a Hall of Famer at the NFL Honors before the Super Bowl. Was at the Jags draft party in Vegas this year and talked to Boselli and was there to hang out with Boselli. I guess Stuart Weber caught up with him, had nice things to say about Boselli. We're going to play that interview for you later in the show. So none of this really makes sense. This is like character development in the weirdest way. But this is kind of what happened if you missed out on it or you didn't see what happened. Bruce Smith went on Instagram and posted a 5-slide, I guess, statement, if you will. It says, a large part of the campaign to promote Tony Boselli into the Hall of Fame seems to hyper-focus on a single successful performance he had against me in a 1996 playoff game. And then he goes on to talk about a bunch of other random things. But he ends it with, during my 19 years in the NFL, several outstanding left tackles such as Bruce Armstrong, Richmond Webb, and Will Wilford had stellar games against me. Perhaps they, too, would be wise to build Hall of Fame campaigns highlighting that fact. And then he signs it, Bruce Smith, Hall of Fame 09, NFL 100 team, all-time sack leader. I'm very, very confused, and I don't really know what to say about this because it makes no sense. What changed from April whatever to now June 14th that Bruce Smith decided to go on the attack at Tony Boselli? It's such a weird thing, Brian Middleton, when you hear it, when you read it, when you look into it. Does it make any sense to you? That it doesn't to me.
No, I was just as confused, baffled. That's why I texted you earlier. So the first thing that I got, I didn't understand anything that was going on. All I got was Brent's tweet, right? So I read Brent's tweet, and he's pretty direct, right? He's polite in the first sentence, and then the rest of the paragraph is like, "What you really want to do, Bruce?" Basically, I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say those words.
Yeah.
So then I text you. You didn't respond back, so I had to start deconstructing. Had to start working backwards. I'm like, okay, let's see what's going on here. And I finally found and came across, okay, so Bruce is a hater. He's hating right now. Okay. So, I'm just as confused, though, man. We're just talking about resume, though it may be much shorter than Bruce Smith as far as time-wise. Tony Boselli, I would put up his time span of a career and his accolades just about against anybody else. I mean, how many Pro Bowls, how many first-team All-Pros? I think it was like 5 and 7 or 8 years. He was a Pro Bowler. And then the first team All-Pro, I don't have the exact numbers on that right there, but I'm guessing it was like 3 or 4 times. Listen, man, the guy's one of the best ever to do it. I don't know why Bruce Smith decided all of a sudden today to choose violence, but, it is very confusing. And I'm going to be interested in seeing whether or not he follows up with anything else like, oh, it was misconstrued. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. Oh, I love Anthony, or I don't know if he calls him by his whole name, Tony.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see if Tony Boselli responds back. Would you? I don't think I would if I was Tony Boselli, like, at all. Like, I wouldn't address this at all, even though I'm sure someone like Brent or somebody else from the media is going to potentially ask him about this.
Yeah, I think. Well, he'll definitely be asked, and I think, listen, I think for Boselli, it's an easy opportunity to maybe kind of fire back. But to your point, would you? I don't really know what you have. You have nothing to gain, right? The moment on the field, the moments in that game, right, can't be changed at this point in time. No matter how many sacks Bruce Smith got against other teams, he didn't get any that day against Tony Boselli, right? So that can never change. So
didn't get enough against the Dallas Cowboys twice.
Oh, tell you what.
Or the Giants.
Yeah. Who they play in that other one?
I don't remember who they played in that.
It don't matter. He didn't get there either.
He didn't get there enough times. He might have gotten there. I don't know his stats. He probably played off the charts, but
yeah. But anyway, it's
sucker move, man.
It's weird. I guess though, like if I'm trying to look at it from the Bruce Smith point of view, which doesn't make a ton of sense to me still, but this has been something that you kind of made happen. Like, yeah, people have used that example of what Tony did to you in that game, but you were behind it. Like, you agreed with it. Like, you went on. It's just so mind-blowing that you're on board, and then I guess you're just like, you know what, I'm sick of being disrespected. But Brent, in that tweet that you were talking about, Brent pretty much said, this isn't about you, Bruce Smith. It's not. Like, you're in the Hall of Fame, bro. Move over. Like, we're done with that. Tony's about to get inducted.
He's had to wait he has had to wait,
exactly.
I think, a couple of years.
Longer than he should have.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. And, like, you just have this change of pace. Like, it's about you all of a sudden. No, it's never been about you, bro. It's about Tony Boselli. Like, it's a character development that just I don't fully understand, and it's mind-blowing. But one thing that I will say that others have learned, and Bruce Smith is probably going to learn, you shouldn't go after Duval on social media. The Jags fans will get after you. They're getting after Bruce Smith in the comments section because I be reading them, right? He's Duval going after this man.
Jags Twitter is a different beast, man.
It is a different beast.
With the Trent Baalke situation.
Oh, geez.
They'll come after you, man.
Yeah. It's not a place that you want to be on the opposite side of, and that's where Bruce Smith is right now. And he's getting it in the IG comments and on Twitter as well. So it's hard to understand. Brett will have some perspective on it. Like I said, we'll play you the interview later in the show where Bruce Smith is complimentary of Tony Boselli. He went to the Jags draft party.
I didn't realize that.
He went to Vegas to hang out at the Jags draft party. And then you do this on Instagram. Like, it just makes absolutely no sense.
It's like, imagine being so bothered, right? Imagine having a Hall of Fame career, because he is a Hall of Famer, right? I'm never going to,
100%.
And say something crazy like that. Great player. And imagine, being a Buffalo great, an NFL great, and then the team that you played for, that you made your name with, they're an exciting team, right? You could talk about anything.
Heck yeah.
You could talk about, hey, this was my road to the Hall of Fame. He could have tweeted about that again, even though we already know about that. He could be giving big ups to, the Buffalo Bills this season coming up. Hey, man, I know it was a sucky way to come out, but I'm excited because there's so much Buffalo Bills content that he could surround himself and post about.
Yeah.
And he decided to post about this. Maybe it's a generational thing. Maybe, he understands how Twitter and IG and all that stuff works and posting, but maybe he didn't think that it would be the backlash by just sharing something randomly on a June hot summer day that he was like, because it makes no other sense other than, I didn't think that it was going to be this kind of backlash. I'm not really hating. I'm just, telling my ideas. It's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds with the follow-up from Bruce Smith and Tony Boselli.
Yeah, because they're going to see each other again, right? Tony's going to get inducted in the Hall of Fame. Bruce Smith likely will be there. So I don't know, man. It's just a weird thing that I didn't expect to wake up to like you said, on a June day. But here we are. Here we are. You know what I'm saying? By the way, some of these Instagram comments, I want to give people some love because these are pretty good. Somebody called Brucey a wambulance. I like that one. Dude, you're so salty. Keep crying. Cry more. I love it, man. Duval just getting after these people. There's a lot of them I can't read, by the way, because they say words that I can't say.
There you go.
On the radio. 25 years later and you still mad. That's facts. Need a tissue, little bro? Such a bad look for you, Bruce. Definition of petty. I love these people.
Now, what I will say is, I appreciate, like you said, the petty and the roasting, but don't let that internet courage, don't go too far, because you wouldn't say it even as Bruce Smith is hitting his 60th birthday or however old he is. You still wouldn't say it to his face like that. One more thing, Casey. The other Super Bowl that Bruce Smith didn't get to the quarterback enough to affect a win, I guess I got to say Commanders. Washington Commanders.
Okay.
Super Bowl 25, it looks like.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. January 26, 1922. Oh, 1992. That'd be 100 years. Same thing.
Oh man. So
a long time ago.
Delphonic says, I'm saying it to his face. Listen, if there's one person that Delphonic, I don't know you personally, right? But I know that your internet game is undefeated. I liked one of your tweets and retweeted earlier today about this same situation. Delphonic, I believe, would say it to his face.
Talk your talk, King.
I'm just
saying, don't call for backup my way. I can't help you.
You never want to help, though. Like, this is like the 19th time you're like, I can't help you, fam.
No, because I don't think people understand. Listen, man, number one, Bruce Smith, his strength was off the charts to be in the NFL, to be a lineman.
Yeah.
And then he got old man strength on top of that. Man, okay. Delphonic, I'm with you in spirit. I hope that you come out, unscathed, but, just don't call my way for help. Casey obviously wants to jump in.
I help. I'm here to represent Jacksonville and his people, though. But let's be honest now. You got 58-year-old Bruce Smith, and you got 50-year-old Tony Boselli, which we know the shape Tony's in is pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm riding with Tony.
Well, see, that's different now, okay? That's a good one. That's a good question.
That's not a question, bro. I'm riding with Tony Boselli for sure. Tony's in good shape. Tony's
big.
He's
not.
Bigger
I don't know
than
what kind
him.
of shape Bruce Smith is in.
That's fair. But I don't know.
this is devolving into
who would you take in a fight
matchup.
Yeah. Tony all day. So I mean it's just such a wild thing. Like I don't really know what else to say on it other than it doesn't make no sense until Bruce Smith answers like what made him mad from NFL honors to now.
Probably was somebody instigating.
Probably. Also, by the way, yeah, it's fair. We out here instigating Nick Cannon from yesterday. By the way, his post only got like 1,000 likes. Imagine calling somebody out on 5 slides and you only get 1,000 likes.
5 slides.
5 slides and you only get 1,000 likes. What is that per slide?
200, I think.
2, 4,
I need a calculator.
Yeah. 200.
Yeah, okay.
Good math right there. So like 200 likes a slide. Like nobody even's on board for this. It's just like a bunch of people from Jacksonville letting him have it in the comments, and then like 40 OG Buffalo Bills fans. Anyway, so that's the news of the day coming out of Jacksonville. We will continue on throughout the day. Brun will give his opinion on it. We got some sound that you will hear from Bruce Smith from the draft party that Stuart Weber collected. So we'll play that all for you in just a little bit. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Casey Kurtz, Brian Middleton on a Tuesday. Like I said, Brent will be here in just a little bit. He's working on something for a story or something. He doesn't tell me where he goes. He just goes to these places and say, hey, can you help fill in? And I'm like, yeah, I'll call my man Brian. So anyway, here we are. Brian, Carolina Panthers fan, right?
You know, as long as Matt Rule's the coach, man, you know, like I'm thinking about free agency, man. I'm thinking about doing the Casey Kurtz with the Florida Gators.
Really?
Move. I'm thinking
You're
about
mad
it. But listen, man, you know, right now, yes, I still have the little plate on the front of my car.
You do
with
have
the Carolina Panthers thing that I got to take down because it's way too identifiable.
It really is.
Way too identifiable. Like
I've identified you multiple times, like coming into work and you're like leaving. I'm like, oh, there's Middleton. He's doing something.
Around town. Can't do any kind of dirt at all.
No, you really can't. It's bright blue.
I know. Old blue, just a big old Panther head. Man, it's yeah.
So this comes out today, a couple different areas. Nothing like super official, but it is the speculation of the day. Panthers are currently in trade talks with the Browns to acquire Baker Mayfield. I've seen multiple times that the Panthers are showing urgency to get a trade done with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Your thoughts? We've talked about this before on OT. You weren't a fan of it, but I'm guessing, right? Because we've had a couple of days of mini camp, we've had some off-season stuff. Is Matt Rule looking at Sam Darnold and now Matt Corral's like, nah, I gotta try to save my job?
Well, I mean, I would assume. I don't think there's a huge groundswell, you know, just in general. Like we got to get Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, nothing
like at Carolina.
changed.
So yeah, I mean that's a plausible, you know, reason for this potential, these rumors or whatever is coming out, saying that Baker Mayfield, you know, a trade is trying to be worked on by the Carolina Panthers. Man, listen, the reason why I don't like it is because I don't want Baker Mayfield thinking that he's the long-term solution at Carolina. Like, I kind of amended my initial, like, reaction because initially I was just like, yo, keep him away from me. He's toxic. He's not that good to have that much toxicity. It's like, you know, like when, okay, you've seen a girl or you've gotten into a relationship with a girl who's super beautiful, but super just difficult, stressful, but you let it slide because she looks beautiful, right? She looks beautiful, but then you go down the scale a little bit, and if someone else tried to act toxic, but they weren't on the same level as that girl, you'd be like, nah, I'm not accepting that because the payoff ain't there. It's the same thing with Baker, man. Like, the payoff ain't there, man. Like, you had your progressive, commercials. You had some success. But, man, just looking at you and looking at, like, what you bring to the team, I got to be real with you. You're not worth all the headache. Now, if they want to sign Baker and say, hey, you're a stopgap, we'll get you on for 2 seasons even, maybe even a third season or something like that. I don't know how the contract will work out. And then maybe even look to be trying to trade him, even though you're not telling him that when you're bringing him to the team, maybe in that third season, if Matt Corral turns out to be that guy or something like that, then I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. But I don't want Baker for 5 to 7 to 8 years, okay? I ain't been to a Super Bowl since 2015, man, okay? It's time. It's time, Carolina. And Baker ain't the guy.
He's
not
say
the guy.
2015 like you've been suffering forever.
Yeah, I've learned from Florida Gator fans how to be, not grateful for going to championship games and winning championships and things of that nature. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I've learned from you guys. Yeah, 2015, way too long, 7 years, 7 seasons.
Yeah.
So I need to be back before 2025. I'm giving you 10 seasons. We need to be in the playoffs this year. You need to be in the conference championship by 2024. So I don't think Baker's that guy.
By the way, there's some appreciation for your description of Baker Mayfield on the stream. I thought it was well done, by the way, as well. You know, it was quality. But let me ask you this. Ain't nobody ever could win in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield goes 11-5 in 2020, right? He was hurt last year. I don't think much of Baker, right? I'm not going to, very well be able to convince you. But nobody could win in Cleveland. Nobody could do it. Baker was 11-5 with 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
If he's so good, why don't you trade Trevor Lawrence for him? Since
That's
you
a
want so
different
bad,
conversation.
since he your guy so much, why don't you trade for him?
No.
Why don't you tell Shad Khan, get on the phones right now, we got to get Baker Mayfield. Exactly.
No. But it's different. We got Trevor Lawrence.
It don't
You got
matter.
Sam
He's not the
Darnold.
guy. Hey, listen. If he's winning so much in the place that nobody else could win at,
are you
touting that?
Are you trying to argue with me that Cleveland people won there before? Because you can't do that. They didn't win a game that one time.
I don't know. They've been sorry for a long time.
They've been sorry for a long time, and Baker Mayfield got him in the playoffs.
I think they were good in the 1980s though.
Okay,
Don't you quote me on that, but I think I do. Who is the guy? Vinny Testaverde?
No,
Bernie Kosar.
There we go.
Yeah. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron. Yeah. You should have just talked into the microphone.
I don't know why Aaron hasn't jumped on.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll
Friday
get you
was
on.
magical.
I don't know. Don't. All right. Anyway, you heard it there. Baker Mayfield potentially going to the Panthers. The only Panthers fan I know. Actually, I know one other one, believe it or not. But the Panthers fan that I talk to every day does not want Baker Mayfield. Although he's the only guy to win in Cleveland since who? Who we just talking about?
Bernie Kosar.
There we go. Very good. So anyway, that's what's going on in Jacksonville and in the football where we got Bruce Smith upset. We got Baker Mayfield maybe going to Carolina. Brian Middleton upset about it. And we got Deshaun Watson talking for the first time since March. We will play those sound. We got a lot to talk about also as well. We got some golf, more sound coming out of golf with the Live Golf Tour US Open this week. So a lot more to do. Brent will be with us here in just a bit. But right now, it's Brian Middleton. It's Casey Kurtz rocking with you. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. We'll be right back.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Plenty of sun, hot and humid today. Just a widely scattered afternoon thunderstorm as temperatures top out around 95. Even the beach is 90+. Dropping to near 75 tonight. Partly sunny with a widely scattered afternoon storm tomorrow. Your Wednesday high all the way to 96. I'm TV meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds.
You can always get a bigger, better diamond for less at Beard's Diamonds.
Hi, I'm Mike Combs, professional contractor and TV host. I love helping people, but when it came to improving the water in my own home, I needed help and turned to the water experts at Connecticut to make it right. My water was causing visible problems throughout my home, and it got me thinking about the problems I couldn't see. Protecting my water-using appliances and pipes, preventing stains and hardness buildup, and having clean, great-tasting drinking water are all important to me. But choosing the right water treatment equipment can be tricky. That's where Connecticut comes in. A Connecticut water expert will test your water for free and recommend the system that fits your needs and budget. Improve the quality of your water and your life with the Connecticut water treatment system. I'm so glad I did.
This year, CGC Water Treatment is celebrating 75 years in business. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com for your free assessment. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Mr. and Mrs. Flavor, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. I'm Barry, the flavor of berry.
I'm Janet. I'm bitter.
And I understand your son is the flavor menthol?
Yes, he's the menthol in a menthol cigarette.
He's such a disappointment. Out there getting people addicted, being used by big tobacco to target black people. He could have been a lozenge.
Menthol cigarettes are harder to quit than regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
The only thing DIY companies really care about is the homeowner buying the camera. Yeah, it'll show the person breaking into your house, but that's it. SafeTouch's goal is to prevent the crime from happening before the crook even walks up to your door. How? By using the 5-star security and surveillance system that has 5 layers of protection, starting with a SafeTouch sign. Crooks know to stay away from a SafeTouch house. The SafeTouch cameras use analytic technology that identifies boundaries and humans. This alerts the bad guys that they're on camera and being identified. Then the homeowner is notified immediately with a direct camera feed. Entry alerts notify the central station before the bad guys even enter. At SafeTouch, we call it the Always On feature, the exclusive SafeTouch two-way communicator that gives a verified response that goes to the emergency authorities, providing faster response times. The SafeTouch Central Monitoring provides local UL-approved monitoring, unlike other alarm companies that try to monitor customers remotely from an employee's home. Call now for your free demonstration of the newest 5-star system today. State license number EF0000233.
Technology lets you access a personal trainer from home, like on this exercise mirror.
Less talking, more squatting.
But to keep your hybrid workforce in shape, you need more than technology.
And kick. And jump.
You need PCs powered by Intel vPro, custom configured by CDW. Hardware-based security and remote management make it easy to protect and monitor PCs from anywhere.
Wait, don't turn me off.
Intel vPro makes secure remote management possible. CDW makes it powerful. Learn more at cdw.com/Intel client.
Chances are you're jamming in your car right now. And since Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance so you only pay for what you need, Limu and I are going to show you some safe car dance moves. Hit it. Everybody, check your blind spots real quick. Now hands on the wheel. Put them 10 in 2 and move your head like a bird do. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jax on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Rolling along on a Tuesday, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Brian Middleton on the ones and twos. Casey Kurtz rocking with you as well. We got Jumbo Shrimp Baseball coming up tonight. They are in Charlotte. That will follow me and Brian on OT. But from 3 to 6, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Brett Martineau will be along in a minute. And by a minute, I mean around the 4 o'clock hour. And we've replaced Brett Martineau with Aaron from the Eagle.
Needed a wider chair, but you're able to fit me in. I like it.
You didn't have to do that to yourself.
I'm just saying I'm honest. I'm going to own it. I earned all of this weight. I'm going to own it and wear it like a mink coat.
Hey, what we're going to do when you're on this station is we're not going to say own it because you didn't play for Urban Meyer, and we want to get rid of that.
Okay, I understand you're trying to get rid of that whole urban-esque
markedly better.
Yeah, so we're just not going to own it. We're also not going to
kick me when I don't lose the weight. Okay. You're not going to do that. That's fine.
Very good. Very good.
Okay.
You're right up with the time. So you said there's more that you want to get into with the Baker Mayfield situation.
I think there are pieces to this thing that people aren't talking about as much. For instance, Robbie Anderson right now on your Carolina Panthers, B-mid. Robbie Anderson is having a panic attack. He doesn't know what to do with him, so he's threatening to retire.
Good.
Because he doesn't want to play with Baker.
You promise? You promise, Robbie? Get Baker.
But do you really think it's a better situation to have Sam? Look, I'm a Jets fan, and I'm telling you, Sam Darnold ain't going to be the guy. So you want Corral to learn behind Darnold?
Are you asking that rhetorical?
No, I'm just saying,
I'm now for Baker Mayfield after you told me that piece of information. I don't know how I missed that. The way that Robbie Anderson treated me during fantasy, when I believed in him, when nobody else believed in him,
I'm saying.
And I kept him, I finally drop him. He has the one good game. One good game the week after I drop him.
Yeah.
Which was with Cam Newton, right?
Pick up Baker Mayfield. Get him now. If he's put that out there and that's on the contract, get him right now.
He's the anti-Robbie guy.
It's been less than 8 minutes and Brian Middleton has changed his tune. But if you're confused about what they're talking about, Robbie Anderson tweeted that he is considering retirement.
He's such a jokester. This guy is a joke. Who's brokenhearted about Robbie Anderson retiring? Robbie Anderson's agent.
Not the Panthers fans.
Yeah, exactly.
That much.
Exactly.
The tweet has since been deleted, which leads me to believe he will play. But it's an interesting conversation. I was trying to sell Brian Middleton on the idea that Baker was the last dude to win in Cleveland, right? You heard all that.
Yeah,
Am I wrong?
No, I'm into that. They finally stopped this carousel of just disgusting, mediocre football play under center. And then you're sitting here talking bad about the guy. Why? He's the quintessential teammate. They love him in the locker room. He plays hurt. Did not complain, by the way.
What universe are you in? They love him in the locker room?
They loved him in that locker room.
They loved him in that locker room.
With the exception of 3 or 4 very loud players like OBJ.
Okay. If that's how we're going to frame it, I mean, of course it looks like they are he's the guy. Why wouldn't you want him? Listen, man, Baker Mayfield, as an outsider looking in who could never play the quarterback position, I'm already prefacing this comment with that because I don't want people to be like, you couldn't do it. It's pedestrian. Listen, he had so many tools around him, and I guess he was injured, but he had so many tools around him, and this is what he gives you this past season. He gave you one. He's been in the league how long now? Is this his 4th year?
This will be his 5th.
This is his 5th. I mean, 5th year coming up, so 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's giving me 1 year. 1 year where I was like, oh, this was real. This was the move. This was the move right here.
But also, look, he's got a carousel on the coaching staff he's got to play behind. They're a run-first team. It's not like they needed Baker to go out there slinging it. Meanwhile, he still did.
We're a run-first team now. Whatever we got to do to not get Baker, unless Robbie is 100% being honest about his tweet that's now since been deleted.
That's the trade-off. I get it. That's the trade. I'm with you.
Listen, I'm not against them getting Baker, but Baker is going to, number one, automatically want to be the starter, and maybe he's one of the best 32 quarterbacks, in the entire world right now. Maybe, right? And he's probably going to want to be the long-term solution. I don't think he's a long-term solution.
He doesn't have
at least
a choice.
For Carolina.
He doesn't have a choice, especially because Carolina just drafted a quarterback. So it seems to me that they're going to take on Baker's contract in whatever form that they can agree on, because Carolina really doesn't want to pay both Darnold and Baker $20 million this year each, right? They're not taking him for longer than a year, I don't think. They already drafted a quarterback. If they're not going to play him next year, what was the point?
Go ahead, Casey.
No, all I'm saying is this, right? So you look at the Browns, and in 2017,
tell them, Casey.
They don't win a football game. They don't win once.
Embarrassment.
0-16.
How dare they?
They draft Baker Mayfield. They win 7 games.
Hey,
immediately.
Casey, because again, you're his agent all of a sudden. So listen,
the
Jags have won 4 games in the past 2 seasons. Why don't you go trade your QB for this guy who you're so high on?
This is nonsense.
Why won't you do that?
A point.
I'm not missing the point. He won't do it. Why won't you do it, Casey?
Because it doesn't make any sense.
Because it doesn't make any sense. Exactly. For me, it doesn't make any sense right now. I would rather, if you think McElroy can be that guy, then go ahead and let him play. Or keep Sam Darnold in there to let him get beat down, because, honestly, a stat you keep skipping over, Sam Darnold was 3-0, but Christian McCaffrey was healthy. Christian McCaffrey is the key to that offense.
But then didn't CMC come back and Darnold still looked like everyone knew exactly what he was doing?
Well, number one, he came back, but it was one of those, I can get on the field, but I'm not to my point.
Same Sam Darnold that had Le'Veon Bell?
Listen, is that
I experienced that one firsthand.
If that's where we want to go back to, I'm going back to when he had a 100%, a fully healthy Christian McCaffrey. They're 3-0.
That's fair.
All right. So and that's your guy too. Sam Darnold. I don't know why you want to kick him out so much. I don't know why you don't want him to get another chance at it.
I'm just saying, I thought Sam was better than Baker at the draft, and then was rudely awakened to the reality over the next 2 or 3 years. Baker can play. He could sling it. He's an improviser. This is what the league favors now, the Mahomes type. They favor that.
Then trade, what's your boy name? I always want to call him Zach Morris and Zach Wilson. Then trade for him. Y'all want me. Y'all want my primary team, even though I'm a fan of the Jags as well. My primary team, you go get Baker. Nah, you give up your quarterback. You get Baker.
And
I don't want him.
If the Panthers had any sense, and they don't think Darnold's the guy, which they don't, and they don't think Baker is ultimately the guy, which I guarantee that they don't, and they're going to saddle up to this rookie kid either this year or next, what are you doing holding on to Christian McCaffrey? I mean, get rid of him for like 7 more draft picks that you will absolutely need to make this team better.
Listen, I can assure you, right? I mean, not like I got an inside source, but I can assure you somebody has already tried to start exploring that possibility. If Christian McCaffrey could just stay like 75% healthy, of the season, that would be so big to the Panthers team. But you sneeze on him wrong after week number 4 or 5, and he's gonna be out. He is one of the best players in the league, except that you can't count on his availability. But to your point, Aaron, I mean, That's an option too, right? That's an avenue that I think you have to start thinking about, especially if he were to have another season where he just like got injured and he was just injury prone, not like hurt, like everybody's going to be hurt at some point in the NFL, right? The way the physicality of the sport, but just being out for these long stretches that, you know, like you can't count on him. And Sam Darnold, like we said, isn't that guy. So it's not like he's going to be able to uplift the team or hold the fort down while McCaffrey is out. Anyway, if you guys love Baker so much, okay, you get on the phone with, I don't know what the ownership name of the Jets is.
The Johnsons, the Johnson and Johnson family.
You get on the phone with the Johnsons.
Okay.
Casey, you get you got an inside line to Shad Khan. You know, you got a private line.
Yep.
You just be like, hey, listen, guys, I just had a couple of ideas I want to spitball with you. You know what I mean? Because we got this guy up in Cleveland who's you know, the best thing in the past 30 years that happened to Cleveland. So let's bring that greatness here.
I got one more thing on Baker and why I think the Browns are now not smart to be exploring this. You've just had another person come forward in the Deshaun Watson case. I'm sure Deshaun's out here playing babyface. That's how he's supposed to do. He doesn't want to go to jail. He doesn't want to lose millions and millions of dollars. Are we convinced that we know who the week 1 starter for the Browns is?
I am. Jacoby Brissett.
It's going to be Brissett, right?
Baker,
it won't be Baker.
It doesn't matter if they keep him. He's not going to play.
Well, he shouldn't, right?
He shouldn't.
He shouldn't show up to work.
He won't. I mean, it's. I think they said don't come to minicamp is pretty much what happened.
Yeah,
so
same with Jimmy.
Yeah, so it's a weird. Baker's not going to play for them. So, but I don't think Deshaun Watson's going to be eligible to play. So in terms of that, if Carolina's going to give me anything, take any of the money, give me any draft pick, bye.
But if
you have to get rid of him.
If they're going to force you to pay basically 3/4 of that contract, like why bother?
Because what do you gain to keep him?
Well, you get a backup if you need one.
He's not going to play.
You don't think so, but you don't know. People thought Aaron Rodgers was gone for a whole season.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know how it unfolds.
I think just from what I like to pretend that I know about Baker Mayfield, because I don't know the guy, I think he would stick to his guns like, I'm not playing.
Seems that way, right?
I don't care if Jacoby Brissett is bad, gets hurt, indifferent. But I'm not playing.
A caravan of Myles Garrett and Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt and all these guys show up at Baker's house like, buddy, we need you, man. He's not going to turn him down.
I'd be counting my $18 million. Like, yeah.
Listen, man.
You're like, that's right.
There's the direct deposit.
You need a bank account. You need an accountant. You need a tax guy. You need a franchisor. You need all kinds of stuff.
Listen, man, as a fan of a lot of Carolina teams, mainly South Carolina, I can only deal with one Oklahoma quarterback at a time. I got Spencer Rattler right now with the Gamecocks. That's all. That's my quota. I've met my limit. I can't deal with any more of my teams having Oklahoma-led quarterbacks right now.
That's fair. By the way, a couple things on the YouTube. Delphonic says, I'd rather pay and get a draft pick in return versus cutting and letting him play for somebody else.
That's fair.
That's fair. Like, I would get rid of him as quick as I could if I'm the Browns. And to your point, I think 3/4 is better than 4/4.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have to pay him, it's 18, right? That's not like a number I made up. It is 18,
yeah,
I think.
It's 19 point something.
Yeah. So
and the word is that Carolina is looking for the Browns to cover $14 million of that.
There you go.
See, like,
we'll take it for free.
That doesn't even.
I'll take it for free.
I feel like 14. The number I had just now was 16.
I mean, but you're basically paying two quarterbacks that number because Darnold's making 19 this year too.
It's the same fifth option. Yeah, it's the same fifth year because it's the same draft.
So I get the Panthers like not going, look, we don't even want this guy forever. We're going to go ahead and just ruin this season to take on this player who we're not going to have the next season. Like, I get that part. The Browns will come to the table. They're not going to go into the season hoarding Baker. They could, but I don't think they will.
But there's going to be a market. I hate to say it, somebody's going to get hurt. Like, somebody's quarterback will get hurt.
Do you guys think Seattle is still in the mix?
No.
You think they're just moving forward with Drew Lock and calling?
They're not trying. I don't think Seattle's trying to win.
I'm about to say, I think they're just burning it all the way down.
All right. You think they're looking for a C.J. Stroud or somebody like that next year?
Yeah, like Baker, inevitably, if you put Baker on Seattle, they will win. Well, 7 times.
So if Seattle is not interested in winning, I mean, much less Baker.
Yeah.
Then really, what's the market for Jimmy G at that point? Like, it's Baker and Jimmy who are out there.
Yeah, I think.
Give me Jimmy.
What? He's a worse player.
I don't.
You're going to fight that one?
No,
especially for your team.
I wanted to disagree with you, but I can't. Like, I think he's right.
No. Why? How?
A Super Bowl. He got there in He got there.
There's no on the backs of the defense and great tight end play. Like, it wasn't like Jimmy G got him there.
It wasn't an offensive-led just riot to the playoffs in that 11-game season that Baker had.
Which
26-8 ain't bad. Okay.
I don't disagree with you that they didn't get there because of him, but now for the second straight year not the second straight year, but again they don't get there, but they beat Green Bay and they're in the championship game. Like, there is something to be said for that.
So they're okay.
Jimmy G might be a hell of a leader. Like, he might be the leader of all leaders. You know what I mean?
Just got to make sure he fits that offensive scheme. Baker get out there and move just like the quarterbacks of today. Jimmy G is going to stand up there like a statue and get knocked on the ground if you don't got a good offensive line.
That's a great point. And I think it's interesting to hear you say that, Brian, in terms of you'd rather have Jimmy G. Is it solely because of the Super Bowls and stuff like that, like getting to these high-level playoff games?
Sure. I mean, listen, man, he's doing it over and over again. Listen, at one point, Bill Belichick wanted him over Tom Brady. I'm not co-signing that. I'm not co-signing that. I'm just saying that was a thing. Like, listen, man, give me Jimmy G all day. I haven't heard the headaches that I've heard from Baker in this past offseason. You know, everybody, I'm sure, like Aaron was saying earlier, like the team loved him and whatnot.
Yeah,
especially
you want
after
the quiet,
the top
reserved
season.
guy. Yeah, no, we get it.
But Jimmy, hey, give me Jimmy G all day. You tell me Carolina's trading for Jimmy G, I'm looking at tickets right now that I cannot afford. But I'm sure I would still try to hustle up some money for it.
Okay.
Nonsense.
Very good. I do think that's interesting what you said about Seattle, though, and I think it's an argument that maybe hasn't been made enough. They're not trying to win, I don't think. That's why you play Drew Lock. But Baker might not be a horrible option to build around.
He would make that team great.
They do have the receivers.
And a great running attack. He would make that team a playoff in the NFC, playoff conversation.
That's a bold statement. I think they just want to figure out what they have with Drew Lock, who, by the way, I think less than of any other quarterback in the league. By the way, a couple things on YouTube before we get out of here. Little big man's rooting for Baker. I do appreciate that. I never know how to say your name. Brian, help me out. Oh, you can't see the chat.
It's Darrell.
Darrell, you think?
Yeah.
Tell me how to say the name because you're always here and I appreciate you, but he said Panthers just need Cam Newton and then forget about Baker. You want Cam Newton back, Brian Milton?
Hey, man, if you give him a whole season to actually learn the offense and be integrated in, yeah, sure. Give me Cam.
Go to break. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. That was a trash take, but we got more better takes coming up on the other side. We'll be right back.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
When you look at a schedule, it reveals more than even the schedule what you really think about that team. Bad teams, their schedules always look brutal because they're no good, so you don't think they're going to win many games. Good teams, you look at the schedule, oh, it's not so bad because they're favored in a lot of those games. I guess I would also take the under on the Jets, but just. Like, I think 5.5 games is right. I'll take the under.
Key, J, and Max. Followed by Greeny. Mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $69.99. You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless. Now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Hi, this is Keith Gurr, president of American Window Products. We are Jacksonville's oldest replacement window company. We have been providing excellent service for over 38 years and still have an A+ rating. At American Window Products, we have helped over 36,000 homeowners, and we don't use subcontractors. Right now, we're offering a free installation on 6 or more windows, as well as a free energy package. Go to AmericanWindowProducts.com and click for an estimate. That's AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, we are the window professionals.
Walk into 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center, and it doesn't feel like you're going to the doctors. Beautiful artwork of Jacksonville on the south side location, a laid-back atmosphere, and Rep Butler and his staff are really fun to talk to, and they are there to help you out. First-time appointments and adjustments, just $39 and maybe less pending your insurance. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center. 3 locations, south side, St. Augustine, and the west side. Look them up at 904chiro.com. 3 locations, 904chiro.com.
Rock the runway. You own it. Have a ball. You own it. Land the big one. You own it. At Community First Credit Union, you can own it all. When you bank at Community First, you're not just a customer, you're an owner. That means you're in control with better rates, fewer fees, and free digital tools. We put you first so you can relax and just be yourself. Go ahead and own it. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
The Dream 18 card has had a record response in 2022. Golf courses are packed. More value than any discount golf cart in town with the Dream 18 card. The most inexpensive discount golf cart in town with the Dream 18 card. And now you can save more. Just in time for Father's Day. Get Dad an easy gift. Now just $55 while supplies last at ActionSportsJaxDream18.com. That's ActionSportsJaxDream18.com for a $55 Dream 18 discount golf cart. Discounted golf at 9 area courses and a few local businesses, too. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, The Yards, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Get Dad an easy gift. Get Dad to the golf course. $55 in time for Father's Day. Action Sports Jax, Dream18.com.
Welcome to Daytona Soccer Fest, the all-in-one soccer, music, cars, and much more 4th of July weekend spectacular. We're building a soccer stadium at Daytona International Speedway, and matches will be played there for the first time in history. Also, full concerts from Raul Alejandro and Chance the Rapper, Toyota Thrill Rides, and the World Freestyle Federation. Daily passes starting at $99. Get your tickets at DaytonaSoccerFest.com. For a limited time, buy one, get one free.
Jamie's Log, Progressive, the Harrington's Backyard, day 27, 3:33 a.m. 333. All those threes mean something, or I may be losing it. Been camped in the Harrington's Backyard for 27 days now, proving that Progressive has 24/7 protection. They told me every day they understand what 24/7 protection means. Think I'm finally getting through to them. 333.
Progressive doesn't just offer a great price when you bundle home and auto. We offer round-the-clock protection, just not literally from Jamie. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers, and subject to policy terms. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Hey, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jax on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jax. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
Rolling along on a Tuesday, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Brian Middleton on the ones and twos. Casey Kurtz, Aaron from the Eagle. Brent's here and upset that I'm in his seat. But I told... There we go. Yeah. If you caught that one. I told him we're talking NBA and you need to go away. Brent Martineau. We'll get your thoughts on Bruce Smith in the 4 o'clock hour. We got stuff to do here. And that's about the NBA Finals. Is it a wrap?
I think so. But look. You know what's funny about that question was we left the studio Friday saying it was a wrap.
No, we didn't. No. Don't do that.
Much.
Don't bring me in on y'all sinking ship.
I was pretty sure you were on board.
We didn't know. No. You did. And you said that the league didn't need Steph Curry.
I did.
Because I remember. You didn't want Steph Curry in the NBA no more.
That was
both of you were just like, the C's wanted more. They're diving on the court.
They did.
Jason Tatum is like Kobe Bryant. He's posting Kobe Bryant. I was like, Kobe not playing? Is he? Because that's a news story. If it is, like, man, I wasn't with y'all on that. I said never disrespect the heart of a champion, and y'all disrespected the heart of a champion. And now y'all got 43 from Steph in the Garden, and then you got 26 and 13 from LeBron Wiggins. So
what happened to Maple
now. Jordan?
Now it's LeBron Wiggins. What happened to baby Jordan? Maple Jordan.
I go with the best player ever. You know what I mean?
Right. That's fair. I think LeBron is the best ever. I'm with you on it.
Really? You can't. You got to go. Brett!
Aaron Schachter.
But I will say, Wiggins showing up is nice and all, but come on, let's get consistent with it, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, the guy has been watching Curry and basically other role players step up. Finally, he steps up in the first quarter during the game.
He was good all night.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's been invisible for the beginning of these games.
Yeah, invisibles.
And hitting those boards, doing the work.
Yes, he was great on the boards.
Oh, doing the work last night. It was great. And then you're looking at this team in Golden State who is like just a bunch of runners, like gazelles, who will then step back and hit every three. And Boston usually matching them shot for shot. Couldn't hit nothing last night.
Casey, I think if Golden State would have given me a jersey, I could have gotten like 3 boards. I could have gotten to that game and gotten 3 boards. The way that Wiggins was pulling stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know? Felt good about that one.
I felt good about it the other day, too. I stand by the statement I could have rebounded for the Celtics that night.
You talk about trash takes. Put that up. Pin that to the top of the comment section right there.
Anyway.
So it is over then. I just want to make sure. You guys do believe that
I didn't say anything. I asked the question. You guys yelled at me.
They went in the Garden?
I do think the Warriors take the next game, yeah.
Boy, y'all jump off this ship fast, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't have my back on that.
But it's not my
team. Don't testify for me in
Yes.
court. Because y'all just switch up quickly.
Because here's the thing. I was talking about with Casey before the show is a weird stat with Curry. Whenever he goes 0 for whatever from 3, at least during the regular season, because it hadn't happened in the playoffs till last night. But whenever that happens in the regular season, the dude comes back and averages like 4.5 3-pointers made. So to think that Steph isn't going to go off in the next game for like 30 plus is probably underestimating what this guy's coming to the court to do.
So go ahead and make the argument, Brian Middleton. Why is Boston not done? Because I think they're done.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
You want me to take that affirmative? Okay, sure. Even though I'm going against my better judgment. Well, listen, you got Jason Tatum, right? Who is trying to break through and win that first championship. You got Jaylen Brown, who has played actually pretty well most games. I mean, I don't know what was happening in Game 5 as far as turnovers, but he's been probably the most consistent out of anybody on the team. If we're just talking about like your main guys playing well, Marcus Smart seemingly always plays well at home, even if they lose the game. And you have a closeout game, and what's the cliche? Like the hardest thing to win is a closeout game in the NBA, so something like that. So even though the Warriors have been here multiple times before, I think that the Celtics have the talent to win Game 6. They have the talent to win this whole thing, and they're going to have a raucous crowd there. And I think things are going to go in their favor in Game 6. And they'll have to make one more trip back across the country in order to lose the NBA Finals. But I think Game 6 is going to be insane from the crowd down to the players. I think they can be tuned in and locked in. They've proven it throughout these playoffs. This is the same team that shut down the KD-led Nets.
All right,
the same team that beat the best player in the league right now, Giannis, even though he was down his second guy and he was basically going 1-on-5. But they beat the defending champs. And then they beat the number 1 seed, Miami Heat. That's what they did. So, they've proven the ability to fight back against adversity and to continue to overcome that series after series after series. And Game 6 will be no different. That would have been my argument if I believed that.
Doesn't it feel like the Celtics team kind of peaked at the beginning of the playoffs 4.5 months ago?
Because they're still playing. No, that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, granted, they're still there. Yeah, I'm talking peak, like running on all cylinders. These guys are limping to the finish line, licking their wounds.
I agree they are limping now.
I mean, it's tough out there for these Celtics.
They've had 2 straight 7-game series. Very
That's
tough
fair.
ones. So it's taking a lot out of them, but I think that they're going to have a third one right here. I was in a group chat with like my pop and a lot of my cousins and whatnot, and he gave the option. He was like, would you rather see the Warriors win this and, increase their dynasty, or would you rather see Boston, break through the first time since KD and it's not KD, KG. Ray Allen and those boys won. Yeah.
The truth.
And I said, I'd rather see the Boston run because of what I just said as far as the journey to get there. It's been hellacious. When we look back at this, especially if they do pull off this finals win, like this would go down as one of the greatest runs, not because they went like 4-1, 4-1, 4-1, but the teams that they had to beat and the titles of the teams that they actually beat on their way to becoming champion. So, in a way, if Boston were to win this, like I could appreciate the fact that, they really earned this one. this isn't the bubble championship like some people were trying to tell me yesterday.
Mickey
trying
Mouse,
to downplay the GOATs for championship.
Couldn't you say the same thing about Golden State if they ran this one off too?
I mean, running this playoffs?
The Suns from the beginning of the season were supposed to be winning this NBA championship.
Okay, I mean,
here comes Steph Curry, basically, as far as everyone else is concerned, by himself.
Yeah, maybe, but you know, when your team's led by Chris Paul, not a knock on Chris Paul, but
yeah, it's a knock on Chris Paul.
But the Chris Paul teams, they tend to do this right there. They did exactly what Chris Paul led teams tend to do. So I mean, I guess maybe. You know, but it still wouldn't be as impressive as
I'm just saying, both
the
these
Celtics
teams,
run.
both these teams had to go through a hellacious road to get to the finals. But here comes Golden State to close it out. I'm saying next game in the Garden, getting rid of these ugly C's.
They were Celtics fans on Friday, folks. They were Celtics fans on Friday.
Why are you saying they?
Fanboys on
I've
Friday.
said 3 things the whole segment. Why are you saying they?
Had their green on, leprechaun tattoos on. I mean, I was like, oh, okay.
Don't get after
Be dedicated
me.
then.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden it's all about the Bay.
Fair enough. Aaron, I appreciate that you were on that strong take because I think that's what you're going out with because I know Brett Martineau is done eating Starbucks in the back of Brian's cam for everybody to see.
I've been in the cam the whole time.
Brett Martineau is back on the other side of the break. Action Sports Jax, ESPN 690. We'll be right back.
This year, CGC Water Treatment is celebrating 75 years in business. Happy anniversary to them. Put their experience to work for you. Discover how good your water can be with a new Connecticut softener and drinking water system. I've had mine for a handful of years now. Absolutely love it at the house. Connecticut's twin tank, non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Call today and save hundreds, even thousands on a complete home solution for city and well water. Financing available with approved credit. And because the professionals at CGC Water are committed to being your go-to water experts, you can trust their master plumber with all your plumbing needs as well. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Right now, you can take advantage of the $75 drain cleaning special. Call for details. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm a proud customer of CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
Walk into 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center, and it doesn't feel like you're going to the doctors. Beautiful artwork of Jacksonville on the south side location, a laid-back atmosphere, and Rep Butler and his staff are really fun to talk to, and they are there to help you out. First-time appointments and adjustments, just $39 and maybe less pending your insurance. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center. 3 locations, south side, St. Augustine, and the west side. Look them up at 904chiro.com. 3 locations, 904chiro.com.
Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is the most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against the harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. As they say, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to your house, those cracks in the walls will cost you thousands if not repaired. Rhino Shield waterproofs your home with a coating that is 13 times thicker than box store paint. It has a Class A fire rating, is salt-air corrosive resistant, and comes in any color. Plus, with our 25-year warranty, you get a 100% non-prorated transferable warranty. Call Rhino Shield today, 904-519-5055, or visit us online. The bottom line with Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint again.
Rhino Shield.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
O'Reilly. Restore shine and protect your interior with Armor All cleaning and protectant wipes at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, buy 2 canisters of Armor All wipes and get 1 free. Plus, you'll earn double O Rewards points. Clean, shine, and protect with Armor All wipes available at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
But does regret the impact the allegations have had on the people around him. 24 civil lawsuits filed against Watson alleging inappropriate sexual conduct. 2 days before teeing off at the U.S. Open, Rory McIlroy said he understands why some aging players were tempted by millions of dollars in signing bonuses to join LIV Golf. Also said he's disappointed that some PGA Tour players took the easy way out in joining the rival's Saudi-backed series. He was also asked if he still respects Phil Mickelson.
As a golfer, no. I think he won a major championship 13 months ago. Am I disappointed he's taken the route that he's taken? I am, but I still respect him tremendously.
Rory McIlroy on if he still respects Phil Mickelson. Serena Williams granted a wildcard invitation to play at this month's Wimbledon. She has not competed since injuring her right leg last year at the All England Club. Braves second baseman Ozzie Albies on the 60-day IL with a fractured foot.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau.
No, I understand. Yes, because a lot of these guys are, in their late 40s or, in Phil's case, early 50s. And, yeah, I think everyone in this room, and they would say to you themselves that their best days are behind them. And that's why I don't understand for the guys that are a similar age to me going, because I would like to believe that my best days are still ahead of me, and I think theirs are too. So that's where it feels like you're taking the easy way out.
That is Rory McIlroy with another brilliant news conference this morning ahead of the U.S. Open. He is terrific. I'm not sure there's a better person in their respective sport to get in front of a microphone and kind of say it how it is. I'm trying to think about that. I think over the years, like Popovich and Kerr and those guys have done a pretty good job in the NBA, and I think they know the temperature of what's going on. And not everybody agrees with what they say because it's either a kind of a liberal point of view or a conservative point of view. But it's at least they're not afraid to say it and say it how it is. And a lot of guys are very measured. Listen, around here, I love Trevor Lawrence in front of a microphone. He makes me feel better about this football team and where it's headed. But it's not. It's in a different context. Rory McIlroy, they asked him to talk for the entire sport, basically. He's like the spokesperson. He should get extra money probably for that.
The accent doesn't help, too, by the way. You can trash somebody, but if it's with a sophisticated accent, you can get away with a lot more.
It is true. That's
a lot more.
I should have kept my Rhode Island accent.
There you go.
I think that's the story.
Considered a little bit different than a nice English or Australian accent, but,
We got a full house here.
We do.
I have never seen this place this occupied.
I feel weird being over here.
Yeah, you look weird over there.
Just in general, not even based on where you're sitting. It's just a weird look.
Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz. We got Brian Middleton. We've got Aaron. We got thanks for filling up the hour. Thanks for filling up the space on Friday. Might have to do it again this Friday. Guys, the summer schedule has arrived.
Mm-hmm.
This actually today wasn't about the summer schedule. This was more about some happenings down at Jags headquarters. Got a little time to spend with Doug Peterson actually over the last hour or so. And
I thought you were at lunch.
That was just a
long lunch.
Yeah, that was a long lunch.
Just visited Luby's for 3.5 hours. Spent the rest of the show in the bathroom.
And still got Starbucks on the way back in. It is hot, man.
Yeah.
I mean, some days are hot and some days are hot.
Well, you know when you're living in Florida and they're like, by the way, you got a heat advisory warning in addition to just a stifling heat, that it's going to be a rough one.
It is wild out there. But anyway, good stuff with Doug Peterson today. A little insight on the football team, and I think they're in a good place. It's really one thing I can't understand about Doug right now is I don't know if he feels like, hey, we've got something here and you probably don't expect it, or there was a lot to fix. Give us time. And I think he kind of measures both, but I'm not really, it's the NFL. That can change overnight.
Sure, but he clearly feels comfortable in some sort of way, at least with some of the team.
Oh, yeah, I think he does. I think they like their football team. I really do, but that doesn't always mean, like, he might like the football team going forward for the next 2-3 years, but I'm telling you, I kind of like their football team. I do. I don't know if I love them to the point where they're going to win the division. But I like their football team. I like where they're at. I think they've got some talent. I think they've filled some holes. And I think you can buy a lot of different players on their team. Now you got to see if they perform. Like we did this the other day on their offense, just yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if those guys all play to their capability in offense, their offense should be pretty good. It's not going to, win your fantasy league. And that's a problem. That's a separation point for a lot of people.
This is the mantra, though, for everybody's team in the offseason or preseason, right? You watch the draft, you watch all the scouting reports, you get all excited about all these new players, new personnel who we didn't see on a mediocre team or a bad team in previous years, and you're like, new beginnings. And then at some point we get into the season and we're like, all right, maybe some of these guys are who we thought they were, maybe not.
Yeah, I think the difference here, though, the one difference in this respect is that 7 or 8 wins is satisfying in Jacksonville.
Sure.
Right?
That's a big season this year.
So, all those other teams that you're talking, and I think New York probably feels the same way.
Exactly.
I think places like Chicago probably feel the same way. Give me some measured success. The crazy thing is fanatics are fanatics, and they don't like to lose, and they get mad at their team when they don't win, and the expectations will rise when things start going well. But I think they're also smart. And I think Jags fans are smart. I think Jets fans are smart enough to know that 7 or 8 wins looks like progress enough to the point where that's satisfying. Take 75% of the league, their satisfaction comes with playoffs and a deep run.
Sure.
That's not where the Jags are at. So, and not where the Jets are at and the Carolina Panthers are at and everybody else. So, I think that's the difference. I think that's why, when everybody, all 32 fan bases say this, all 32 radio hosts say this, it's like, yeah, but they better go win. That's not what we're saying. I mean, the Jags, I think if I polled Jacksonville and I said, hey, the Jags are in the mix with 2 games to go in the season of getting a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make it, though.
It's still huge.
Is that cool? Is that good?
Oh, it's gigantic.
And everybody would be like 99% poll, yes.
Over the moon.
Casey?
Yeah.
You're a negative guy all the time, so.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
That'd be fine.
Yeah.
If the Jags are in it in December, it means Trevor's playing up to potential. It means Doug Peterson is working out. It means the defense is markedly better. That's a good football team.
And they've beat the Jets.
Not yet. That's the end
most
of the
likely. That would be the second to last game, though, or
That's
third
the
to
end of
last
the
game.
year.
That's true. Last game.
Yeah.
The season goes so long now.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson talked today. I was surprised he talked today.
I was too. It's very.
Did I miss that was coming? I'm a little bit. Maybe I wasn't like, hey, what's going on in Cleveland?
Well, there was another civil suit announced the other day.
Yeah, last week.
So, I mean, I was just left to assume that this is maybe in response to that, but
I'm very
still not smart.
I'm surprised they put him out there.
Yeah, it's still not smart.
Well, I think he handled it okay. He went to the lawyer card when he needed to go to the lawyer card, said, I can't say that or I don't know. But he didn't do it repeatedly to the point where it's like, Bill Belichick news conference, next question.
Yeah, I just think we're at the point where every time someone comes forward, there are 2 things people are interested in. Number 1, does this person sound credible? But number 2, are we talking about an uncomfortable situation or are we talking about rape? And I think Deshaun Watson felt it got a little too close to the word rape on that last accusation.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're hefty allegations regardless, right? Because he's already damaged. I mean, there are heftier allegations to the word you just said, but his reputation is
destroyed.
Well, yeah, I think it's damaged. I'm not to the point of where it's destroyed because I know the world we live in this fanatical world where January comes along and the Browns are in the playoffs.
So maybe he can make a living.
Destroyed.
Fine. But when I say Michael Vick, is the first thing you're thinking about dogfighting? It is for me.
Yeah. I've always said this about Vick, and I think it's a little I just I don't know how people look at Vick now. I would say more. I think we concentrate on the football fan or the just average person that doesn't really care about football. Well, the average person then brings up dogs and doesn't like Vick. I think the football fan respected Vick so much from a football standpoint, liked him so much in that skill set, and probably bought his jersey and all those things, that now they are like, that was unbelievable what he did. I hate him for it. I hate all those things, but he paid the price because
Multiple
he served
times.
time.
Yeah.
You know, he actually served time. I'm not sure we're going to get there with Deshaun Watson because we're never going to, we don't think financial loss is serving time.
So I do. So this is my point, right? Vick went from being one of the highest touted, most talented football players in the league, getting ridiculous contracts and thought of as an immediate playoff-bound player once you put him on your team. He went from that to the punchline for a while. And now, even for me as a football fan, the guy played for my team after the dogfighting thing. And still, as a Jets fan who was supporting the starting quarterback, unfortunately, now that I look back on it in history, but I was still thinking dogfighting.
So you guys just spent a lot of time talking Mayfield, talking Carolina, talking a little bit of Watson here. Brissett.
Yeah.
So Brissett's going to start week 1 and maybe start week 17.
Sure.
I would be shocked if Brissett doesn't start week 1. I feel comfortable putting a lot of money on that he will run out there for Cleveland.
So there's obvious smoke going to Carolina now with Mayfield. They're going to try to figure this out. If there's this much smoke that they're interested,
they're down the line.
They are not. They got to be down the line. Yeah.
He's not going to play for them. I don't
understand that, but
I mean, there's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else. And Seattle doesn't want him because Seattle doesn't want to win.
He keeps saying that so definitively, yeah.
In my opinion, because it makes too much sense. He's a quarterback that's he's better than Drew Lock, and they have 2 great receivers.
Fits the scheme.
So you bring in the best quarterback available. That's not Drew Lock. I don't know if it's Baker Mayfield. It might be Jimmy G, but it's not Drew Lock. So Seattle's not trying to win. Throw them out. It's up to Carolina.
But Jimmy G can't play for Seattle's not a team where you can have a quarterback stand in the pocket for 5 seconds.
That is a fair point.
It just doesn't happen that way. That pocket collapses. Wilson is running all over the pocket. He's rolling out right, rolling out left. He's got wide receivers who can get open after a few seconds, and guys like Lockett and Metcalf, and they got a good run game. I don't see Jimmy G going there and doing anything special whatsoever, even if that was a conversation, which it isn't, which is why I don't think they've ever been really interested in Jimmy Garoppolo.
Let me give you the scenario, okay? I'll go with the middle of the road. Nothing crazy happening, but Daniel Jones in a huge year with the Giants, right? Giants have built stuff. They've added stuff. They've spent a little money. They had draft picks. Daniel Jones goes down with an ACL in the first 10 days of camp. I mean, isn't this where maybe the Browns are a little smarter to hang on for a little longer with Mayfield? Then they're desperate, and Mayfield not only could go there, but he might be their future guy.
Yeah, I mean,
keep in mind, Mayfield was a guy that was they were thinking of paying him.
Baker Mayfield is good. He is a good quarterback. He's got numbers. He's got film. No one is debating whether this guy is good. A lot of people are debating whether he's the Super Bowl guy, right? This is the new fascination with every team and their quarterback. If this guy isn't the Super Bowl guy year 1, just by the eye test, suddenly you got to move on from him in year 2 before you hit that 3rd-year option. Baker Mayfield can play. He can play.
I tried to make that point with the injury, would you hold on? But it comes, is Carolina going to take, how much money are they going to take? Because you get to a desperate point, with the Giants in that scenario, they're going to take way more.
Yeah, whatever.
You know? But to that point, if I'm New York, I would play Baker Mayfield over Daniel Jones.
Yeah, today.
But you're in that situation with the team where it's the same thing with Seattle. They want to play Drew Lock because they don't know. New York doesn't know. There's teams that don't know, so that's why you don't bring in Baker Mayfield, because I still stand by the point of you can't bring in Baker Mayfield to be your backup because Baker Mayfield's not a backup. You see what I'm saying there?
Oh, yeah, I agree.
If anybody goes and gets Baker Mayfield right now and that he's the starter in his mind.
Yeah, he's not a happy backup.
Yeah. And he might win the job over. It might be something to explore if you're Daniel Jones and the Giants, but you also have that problem on your hands.
But if you're Baker, right, and you're going to go from having to sit out to carrying a clipboard and then maybe even making an extra bit of money from the new team just for a year, like, I don't think that's as bad or unattractive to Baker as being forced to stay with the Browns or sit out the entire season and do nothing.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's probably some truth to that, but I think the best thing for Baker Mayfield is just wait it out more.
Yeah.
The longer he waits, the better situation he probably gets in. Now, listen, if Carolina brings him in, they're bringing him in to start. That's fine. I mean, listen, if I'm Baker Mayfield, I go play with Christian McCaffrey. I'm like, okay, there are worse things.
They got tools. They got DJ Moore. It's a decent team.
For a little bit.
For
about 5 weeks.
For a few games.
Yeah.
I don't know how to bring everybody in on this show. They've got too many people.
Where do you guys rank Baker then right now? You're so high on him, but you don't want him over the quarterback that you guys have. But where do you guys actually put him? Is he somewhere like 15 to 20?
I put him 20 to 25. Like, I'll pull up a list of QBs in the league and start saying some names to compare him to, but 20 to 25, I think, is where he's sitting today.
Brian, it's a good question, but the problem where you run into is there's like a Daniel Jones or even let's just call Tua, right? Like, where you're waiting to see what you have. There's this element in the NFL where you've got to find out what you have in your guy. The Jags are a little bit like that in other positions. Like, they've invested in these players in the draft or other spots, and they've got to find out what they have. Like, they've got to play Andre Cisco to find out if moving forward to be a dominant defense, they need to go find a free agent free safety, or if they've got their free safety. Well, a lot of these teams at a more magnified position have to do the same thing at the quarterback spot. I mean, Tua, obviously, they're putting everything around him. They're going to find out this year if he can play or not and be that guy. Daniel Jones is in a very similar situation. They invested in him. They're going to hang on, and try one more time to see if he is the guy they think he can be or if it's just not going to work. And so, therefore, I would think Baker Mayfield is better than 5, 6, 7 other quarterbacks in the NFL that might fit that category.
Let me run some names by you.
You tell starters, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that are starters, but I wouldn't go get him because I want to see my starter.
Okay, so what if your starter, and he's no longer a starter on this team, but he was last year, what if your starter is Teddy Bridgewater?
I'd bring in Baker Mayfield.
All right, Bridgewater ranked 18th by NFL.com for 2021.
I mean, Bridgewater's sneaky good, though, man. Wherever he goes,
he
figures out a way to at least be respectable, if not win games.
You ran him off your team.
Holy smokes.
I didn't run him off. I like Teddy Bridgewater.
All right.
Two gloves.
Save for a freak knee injury in Minnesota, he's probably still there.
Tell me Carson Wentz.
He's just good as Kirk Cousins was
That's
up there.
a good point.
Baker Mayfield versus Carson Wentz. Who you got?
Casey. Who you got?
Definitely not Carson Wentz.
It's Baker Mayfield. Jameis Winston. You going with those 30 interceptions this season?
I'm going with Jameis.
Yeah, it's tricky. That's tricky now.
Jameis was so good
At least
last
Baker
year.
protected the football.
Now, but here's the thing. I think Jameis actually is a good leader guy, too. Like, he's got intangibles that you're bringing onto the table about Baker Mayfield that I don't know exists.
That's fair.
Because that's part of that position. So, I get the 30. I think there's talent in Jameis. I think Jameis kind of fits what I said about Daniel Jones and Tua. Like, they're trying to figure out if Jameis actually is the guy.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about the 30 interceptions, but they don't talk about all the other stuff that Jameis has done pretty well in the NFL. They're leaning on the good part.
He's a home run swinger, but with that will always come the interceptions. I don't think he ever gets those numbers down. And for that reason alone, I'm trusting Baker more than Jameis. What about Matt Ryan? 2021 Matt Ryan.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Don't ask Brent.
Because he's a starter.
Brent is
Are you the Matt Mark?
As anti-dog as he is, he's anti-Matt Ryan.
Okay,
as well.
good.
Really?
Matt
not
Ryan.
anti-dog.
Right.
I'm more anti-Matt Ryan. I'm anti-Brent owning a dog.
I would go
Let's
Matt Ryan.
put this in the right context.
I'm about to say anti-dog. That's all kinds of smoke.
It is a lot of smoke. So I'm anti-Brent owning a dog. And he just forgets that part. He says I'm anti-dog.
He's never once wanted to meet my dog.
I could care less about his dog.
See? Anti-dog! That's literally something anti-dog people say.
Not what I thought Brent was going to say.
Wow, right?
Brent got real honest just now. Okay.
Why would I want to meet your dog?
Because my dog is awesome.
I love that your dog is awesome. For you.
What that got to do with me?
But that means if I go meet your dog and I like your dog, now I'm dog sitting at some point.
That's actually a fair assessment right there.
Hey, man.
I don't want a dog sit.
Next level thinking. I like that. I didn't even think about that. Casey's setting you up.
He is.
For the okie doke.
I mean, I'm not going there. So
Matt Ryan.
One more. Instead of Matt Ryan, what about Mac Jones last year? Not what you think he'll be in 4 years. Matt Jones last year.
Yeah, I'd go Mac.
Same.
Especially in that situation. It's a situational thing. I think he works better there.
Do you think Baker is a game manager? Because Mac Jones is. If you're talking about better quarterbacks.
Mac Jones, 3,800 yards, 22 TDs, 13 interceptions. That sounds Bakerish to me, at the very least.
It's Bakerish. It's Bakerish, but you got room to grow, obviously.
Exactly.
And by the way, we're talking 2022, where Baker's coming off of having better years than that, and Mac hasn't proven it yet.
I think Baker and...
I'm going Mac.
Yeah, I am too, but Bill Belichick ain't coaching Baker Mayfield.
Well, look, if you're defining, what about Jalen Hurts? Because now we're at the line where it's even.
Nah, Jalen Hurts.
So, right, based on the info that you guys have given me, you, the Baker haters, are putting Baker top 20. You got him at like 19 or 18.
No, I didn't say anything about that. He answered that.
All right.
I think he's top 32 because I think he's better than Drew Lock at a bare minimum. Drew Lock
is he
trash.
better than Zach Wilson and Tua?
I would play Baker Mayfield over Zach Wilson. Not over Tua.
Jared Goff.
Yes.
I forgot
about Jared Goff.
That's actually a good one. Like, the Goff one is interesting. Like, why would
3,200 yards, 2021. They're looking to move on from him, too.
Everybody is. Nobody wants the number one pick.
Well, the Goff one is really a good one. Like, again, the other guys, like you mentioned a lot of guys that people want to see. Like, you can't mention Mac Jones. You want to see that growth.
Yeah, you want to see what happens there.
You want to see Zach Wilson. You want to see Trevor Lawrence. You want to see... I mean, listen, right now you put Baker Mayfield in Jacksonville based on what Trevor Lawrence did. Do you say they win one more game last year? Probably.
I think so, but these guys are talking about Baker like he's a cancer and can't play. And I'm like, this guy is a top 20 quarterback in the league right now.
Don't do that while we're trying to get the break. Don't put something inflammatory like that, and then we forget about it because Brent's going to reset with something else.
Fair enough.
No one said that he was a cancer. I just said I don't want him on my team thinking he's the long-term solution. If you love him so much, tell the Johnsons to go trade Zach Morris, Zach Wilson, whatever it is, for Baker Mayfield.
I'll say this about Baker. If I've established that I'm going to have to be a backup, I'm going to Arizona.
It's a good spot.
That would be a good spot. There's a very cool house for sale out in Arizona, too. Maybe I'll tell you about it. I'd like to buy it. I would if I were Baker. He's got the money. I don't. I won't be resetting with Casey's dog Blue when we come back, that's for sure. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Now, the first alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Plenty of sun, hot and humid today. Just a widely scattered afternoon thunderstorm as temperatures top out around 95. Even the beach is 90+. Dropping to near 75 tonight. Partly sunny with a widely scattered afternoon storm tomorrow. Your Wednesday high all the way to 96. I'm TV meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds.
Beards has higher quality diamonds for less money than any other store.
Celsius Essential Energy is Jacksonville's official energy drink of summer, and Jacksonville summers are energized by Celsius. If you see ESPN 690 out and about this summer, come grab a free sample of Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
It's a good time of the year to get out and do something. The most active season is the summertime. But if you have joint pain, you can't live like you want to live. The way I want to live, from an active standpoint, exercise and play some golf. Well, I was playing some golf the other day, saw somebody getting out of a cart and limping around the golf course. And I mentioned QC Kinetics. Like I've been telling everybody else, QC Kinetics can help. Hip pain, knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain. All of that really sucks the fun out of living, but QC Kinetics wants to get the fun back for you with advanced regenerative treatments, and they'll give you a totally free in-office consultation if you call 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. Regenerative medicine is the hottest thing going. It's basically taking growth factors with healing properties from your own body, highly concentrated, then putting them into your aching joints. No surgeries, no drugs, no downtime. So stop putting it off. Call QC Kinetics now to learn more about regenerative medicine. 904-274-5522 for a free in-office consultation.
5X480. Dayton B100 V-Belt, one of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold, deadline fast approaching. But a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done, safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Let me ask you something. Are you tired of hearing no? It's kind of a bummer, right? Nobody likes to hear no, so then let me ask the obvious. Are you ready to hear yes? Then you better get to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned today. Yes, Arlington has 400 pre-owned on the lot and ready to test drive. Yes, Arlington has all makes and models. Yes, Arlington will help you get financed. Plus, Arlington's 30-day exchange program comes with your purchase. One last question. Are you going to find the vehicle you really want? Yes. Just shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
A new era is here for Jaguars football. New championship-winning coach, new superstars, and new optimism. One consistent this fall is Tailgaters Parking will still be delivering the very best tailgating experience at the bank all season. Tailgaters Parking doesn't just talk a big game. They're right across the street from TIAA Bank Field. Offer clean, permanent restrooms, food options, a full liquor bar, and all parking spots are on a well-kept grass lot. Check out Tailgaters Parking at tailgatorsparking.com to reserve your spot today.
You know what's great about getting older? The toys are way cooler. Spring is here, and it's playtime. Yeah! And One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, has slash loan rates across the board on all the toys. Motorcycles, jet skis, boats, RVs, ATVs, even golf carts. And it's fun and potentially dangerous. One-to-One Financial has the perfect loan to help you finance it. Check out our rock-bottom rates and apply now at one-to-one-fcu.org. Come out and play. Federally insured by NCUA.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with the Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
Action Sports Jax. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jax. Watch, listen, subscribe.
As a team, it's just a massive cloud that is around them as a team. And I think it's deserving because the allegations of these women should be taken seriously. And also, you know, to Deshaun Watson, in his case, he's maintaining his innocence. And in the court of public opinion, there is no such thing as innocent until guilty. And he's definitely lost that battle. It's just a matter of what do you do from here? You got 24, 25, 26 sexual assault allegations against you. That is a very difficult situation for the victims, the alleged victims, and also for the Browns organization.
You got this. I know who it is. I didn't even pull the sound. Come on.
Well, it wasn't Canty. It was a reporter kind of checking in. No, that was a host.
Former player.
Only got 3 hours, Brent.
He'll get it.
Really bringing the heat.
Actually, we're on until 7.
What do you think about that, Brian?
Just dip into Action Sports Jax OT right here. I don't know. I don't have it.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I didn't really listen.
Was it? And this is just a guess because I didn't see it. Robert Griffin III.
It is.
Yeah. See, I got to get
you just need
RG3
to start,
like in my mind. Like I got to.
You just need to come to work more often.
There's some resentment, some bitter resentment here. We need to work something out.
No, we're fine.
Well, he can be as bitter as he wants.
Get the therapist in here.
We do. That's why you're here.
I haven't called in sick once yet this year.
Oh. Is that a shot at me?
Mr. Wuhan over here.
You all right over there? I don't know if I like this whole setup because I got to look at Casey most of the time.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Even his wife doesn't like that.
That's like a big problem that I have here.
This is horrible.
And I also, like, Middleton sits down, so I can't see him.
I know.
And if he had stood up, then I wouldn't have been eating on camera. He would have been blocking me.
Yeah, it's true.
Weber sent me a screenshot of typical Weber.
Is there no more embarrassing photo than the mid-bite of food? I just sent a text to Casey earlier today of my wife, mid-bite on a Subway sandwich. It's always unflattering. Always.
Yeah, it is. And think about those, like, celebrities, right? Yeah. I mean, they want to look good all the time. Those guys,
no way.
They get that all the time.
Poor Mark Sanchez. He got branded for life. Another guy who had one misstep. And then suddenly everyone only thinks about two things. They think butt fumble.
I was going to say.
And they think shoving hot dogs into his face.
I was going to say, it wasn't just one. The butt fumble was king.
I've never thought about anything other than the butt fumble when it comes to Mark Sanchez.
All right. Everyone's team has embarrassing moments.
Yeah.
Not ours.
Fine.
Not this team in
I love
Jacksonville.
like you're a defender of the Jets. Like, that's great. Like, most people that you talk about the Jets are mad at the Jets so much you don't even want to defend them.
It hurts. It really does hurt.
Just like, you do want to believe. I think the Jets are in a good spot, actually.
I would like to believe that, but every season I believe that.
Nah, not every season. You've got more. Like, there are seasons. Everybody goes into, like, this time of year feeling good. I get that. Like, and you want to be as positive as you can. But I think, like, the Jets they had a really good draft. I think Zach Wilson's good. I
think he's good, too, but he hasn't proven it. Right,
and I like Robert Saleh a lot. So
yeah, the players seem to like him too. Like people coming to the team who wouldn't normally be coming to the team in free agency because of Saleh, all gas, no brakes. This guy and Joe D too. Joe Douglas is getting rave reviews from not only the front office but players in the league, coaches and executives in the league as well. But they're still the Jets.
Yeah, but they look like they have a plan, right? A little bit of a plan. That always helps.
So. Yeah, I hope.
All gas, no brakes. Is that his thing?
That's his thing, man. He wears the sweatshirt. They made merch for him. I hope he gets cut.
Like that's become a thing.
Yeah.
You know, like our buddy Zach Miller used to play for the Jags. He now is a country singer. His latest song is "All Gas, No Brakes."
And, yeah, that's right.
But "All Gas, No Brakes" is like the Jets aren't the only one picking up that mantra.
No, I think it's like one of these hack coach sayings.
Where did it
like
come
leave
from?
it all on the field. All gas, no brakes.
Where did it come from?
I don't know.
No, so is that like it didn't come from like Fortnite or something? Because everything comes from Fortnite.
That's true.
No.
Seriously, everything comes from Fortnite.
Didn't come from Fortnite. Do you know, Middleton? All gas, no brakes?
No, I'm not sure. I mean, I have Google here, so.
He is Google.
I'm the only one that literally doesn't have a computer. Everybody else has multiple computers in front of them.
I have multiple computers and I use my phone, so.
I have Germex.
I don't know if this is where it came from, but there is a YouTube channel called All Gas, No Brakes. 1.7 million subscribers.
It's almost as much as us.
Wow.
Almost.
I wonder where that came from. If you hear where it came from and why it got so popular, but it's like everywhere.
Yeah.
We'll do an investigation and make sure to make T-shirts so we can make some profit off of it.
It's a good line. I mean, I get it, right? I mean, it fits the sports culture.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally how I heard everyone's draft prospect described on a lot of teams.
Yeah.
So, this kid is all gas, no brakes. Well, I would hope so. It's the audition for the team. Like if he's showing up to the combine with all brakes and no gas, chances are you ain't making it.
I want to go to like a real job interview and just be like, hey, man, I'm all gas, no brakes.
all sports sayings.
But I've said this before a lot. Like you've been in the corporate world quite a bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
The sports world, like these greatest athletes, like they're the 1% athletes. These coaches who write books and movies about them and win Super Bowls and championships. And we quote Vince Lombardi and now Bill Belichick and everybody. Yet you don't walk down the halls of your building and you have this signage all over the place like all gas, no brakes or whatever quote is hanging on the wall everywhere. Yeah. I'm sure there are some. Like I've been into some corporate offices and businesses in general where they've got a saying or two. But it's not like plastered. You walk in the Jags building.
Really, any franchise, any stadium.
Franchise, right? It's got a little bit of their history. It's got,
own it.
But yeah, it's got all these sayings. Like we come up with sayings. Every team that now ever has existed has a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's trust the process or whatever else. Like why isn't there trust the process when you walk into Cox Media Group?
Yeah, it should be. To be honest,
like. I don't know. I mean,
what is the process, though?
But isn't it funny, like that we like, and we all know this, by the way. Like we live in a world where there's consultants, and you get like these. You got to go to these meetings and staff meetings, but they don't really pull out the sportsisms that much. There'll be you can always tell like the sports fan.
Yeah, working it into the presentation.
Yeah.
We're talking about profits and loss, and then here comes a quote from Baker Mayfield. Come on.
The ultimate profit loss guy right now. Baker Mayfield.
Quote's probably, I'm not playing.
But you're right. No other industry uses any quotes like that or really has them plastered anywhere. You go to any sports franchise, everything from football to like lacrosse to like minor league ice hockey. You're going to find something in the locker room, in the hallways. You're going to find it on the way out of the tunnel to the field. Like it's all over the place.
Yeah, and I've always said this. Like there's team building stuff, right? People like to do the team building. There's more and more of that now. But even just mimicking the culture that sports tries to mimic or do or set. I mean, every coach that ever has lived talks about culture. And I think businesses talk about culture, but I don't know if they act the same way about it.
Well,
I just wonder
say,
if because you're talking to like these hungry, competitive people, does it only work? Because, in the business landscape, you have all different kind of folks that are working. You don't have like the hungriest all the time. Might be super competitive, might not be super competitive. So maybe it just doesn't work on the business model because it's a plethora of different styles.
I also think because in sports and really football, even though it's a shorter game season, it's a longer part of the year that you're asking these people to basically abandon their families and focus 24/7 singularly on this goal. And so to the culture point, I do think you have to build this family atmosphere, right? Not like family friendly, but like the guys on the team can't just be friends. I mean, you have to fight like it's your brother on the floor bleeding out in some of these games. And so I think building that culture is really important to football teams, baseball teams, basketball, really any sports franchise who's asking these people to abandon their children, their wives, their moms, their family, and focus solely on being there for each other on the team. It would make sense to me that they do stuff like that. And that here at CMG, I'm not heartbroken when Casey's tire is flat or when Brent doesn't want to dog sit Blue.
Hey, Glenn says corporate America thrives on the bottom line, not some cliches. Well, guess what? Sports thrives on the bottom line too. I mean, it does.
Yeah.
All right, Middleton, you got a favorite? Like
Nobody
Middleton,
cares
can you
about
be
my flat
inspired?
tire.
Can you be inspired? Like if we had, if at 2:00 every day, right? We have like a production meeting, right? Which why would we do that?
Why?
We have group texts for that.
That's just a single text, Brett. We've been through this yesterday,
well, now
too.
it turned into it hasn't turned into a group actually yet, but it might. We got 400 people on today. So I'm going to start showing a motivational video, Middleton.
Okay.
You think you do your job better from 3 to 6? I mean, you're doing a fine job, but I'm just asking.
Well, that doesn't sound like it.
If you show a motivational video at 2:00.
Yeah.
Or like if he kicks open the door at like 2:59. Boom! He's like, hey, step up to the plate today. Keep your eye on the ball. It's gut check time, Brian.
All gas, no brakes.
Yeah, I got to be real with you, man. That kind of motivation, I think that transfer of energy is just, it's possible, right? Because you're kicking indoors that you don't own, but I'm just saying you're still kicking indoors.
Get you amped
and
up.
like, if you're pumped up, you got that kind of ability, Brent, I believe that you can, make other people pumped up. It rubs off on people. There's very few people that can inspire people just via their energy. But I think you got that. So, 2:59, kick in the door. Let's see if it's a thing. Because I would pay money and I would have my camera ready as well.
I would try, but 80% of my shows are on the road. So
that's for Casey. You got to
see you next Thursday to kick in the door. Until then, you just got to keep that energy.
Gonna have an angry hotel guy.
By the way, Casey's like perfect for this world. Because all he needs is like a Starbucks coffee or a pizza. That's all we really need.
It's very
I'm
true.
talking different in the sports world. Bring in some pizzas on a Friday night, and you're good. Well, everybody's happy to be there.
It's true.
Del, the funky Homo sapien here in the chat, called it out right before Brent said, bring in the donuts. Bring in the donuts. You're going to motivate me in the break room.
I'm telling you. All I need is donuts.
The problem is, here's the deal. Let's be honest. We get the donuts, and you bring them to the break room, and you got to tell everybody. But we don't, in our world, see, this is maybe a little different world for you, Aaron. I know you kind of out there in the sports world, we kind of feel like we're on an island sometimes, right?
We just work in this room.
Yeah. And so we want the donuts. We don't want to share the
everyone
donuts.
feels that way.
We don't want to share the donuts.
That's why if you're the one bringing the donuts, you go ahead and take one or two, and then you send the email out.
Yeah, there you go. Once you're done.
Yeah.
One or two?
One or two. I got it. Well, how much are you taking? Box a dozen.
How many boxes you got?
I got 2 boxes for the whole company.
I'm taking a box just for us.
A box to the head. That's commitment,
Just for
folks.
the sports
Listen,
team, me and
when
Brad.
it comes to eating donuts, Casey leaves all of it on the field. This dude is all gas,
All
no
gas, no
breaks
breaks. That's what I was
when he
gonna
goes
say.
to dunk it.
I did. Speaking of all this, right? Glenn does say my motivation in the banking industry is having my name on the cubicle the next day.
Yeah, that works too, man.
Hey, maybe I'll get you guys to sign a nameplate.
Thanks.
You guys feel better?
No, just bringing me coffee.
Coffee or pizza or donuts is good.
I don't need I'm not.
You don't need the false motivation.
I don't need the false. I don't even need the real motivation. Like I don't even need. Hey, good show today. I just need. Hey, turns out I'm bringing pizza tomorrow. Fantastic. I don't care if the show is good or not. There's pizza.
So, Brent, hey, man, you can motivate me if you get a particular person to follow me on Twitter and IG, or if you bring me, like, a sponsorship, like, just hand me one with no work on my end, just like, here you go.
Yeah.
Motivation.
I'm trying. I'm working on
Motivation through the roof.
So
he got me a follow. I got Burrish.
I know. I got Burrish to follow Casey. Who do you want?
It's going to be a little tougher.
That's big time.
I don't know if I can say it on the air now.
It's Baker Mayfield.
It's
Baker Mayfield.
He's not doing anything. He may follow you. Be like, oh, what's Brian up to today?
I told Casey why.
Are
I've
you
told
not
you before,
supposed to
but
you've told me before.
Yeah,
And
you can say.
And I still haven't.
I don't know if I can be associated right now. I gotta let that play out over in Australia.
She's in hot water a little bit. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but Brian still loves her. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I kind of remember this conversation, but I don't remember the name. Speaking of names, I did this today in our place, so I won't name the name.
Okay.
But
I love stories where you don't name a name because they're juicy.
Well, first, I know they're not listening, but we have a lot of new employees.
Sure.
Right.
I think every business going through that.
I think. Well, so somebody asked me about something today. I replied to the email, and I put their last name. I read it as their name.
Because the names are reversed on email. Yeah.
Their names reversed on email. But the name that was their last name was a more common name.
First name.
I know who it was.
We got a guy like that.
And it was it was a woman's name.
Oh.
I don't know then.
And so I wrote back and I put their last name, assuming it was the way I read it. And they got back to me and said, my name is...
Is that the only thing in the email?
When they got back,
Brent's going to HR today. He's going to be leaving the show a little bit early today.
Yeah,
I did
write back. I was like, I must have just skimmed through it, read fast, and I was like, sorry, no disrespect intended.
And then you should have put their last name again.
No, do you know who I am? Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't get mad when. Well, if I was that person, right? I would have said, "Okay, Brett." Like that's what I would have responded with.
Someone can't get mad at you for looking at email, going all gas, no breaks into Outlook. You just got to do what you got to do and move on, man.
It really did happen today, though. I called a man a woman's name because I read their last name first. Maybe we need more icebreakers around here.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Team bonding. I don't see
team building.
I don't see us going to Top Golf like the Jags.
I was going to get to that, right? We'll have a cookout outside.
Yeah.
Sunday's on Monday or something like that, don't we?
Yeah.
We'll be back on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jax, and the local coverage on ESPN 690 is expanding yet again. After Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690, we have been bringing you overtime on Mondays and Thursdays, but that has now changed. You can catch Brian Middleton and myself daily after Action Sports Jax and leading you into Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. So starting at 3 p.m. daily, we will have local coverage all night from Action Sports Jax to OT to Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, all right here on ESPN 690.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters filters accept water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is the most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against the harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. As they say, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to your house, those cracks in the walls will cost you thousands if not repaired. Rhino Shield waterproofs your home with a coating that is 13 times thicker than box store paint. He has a Class A fire rating, is salt-air corrosive resistant, and comes in any color. Plus, with our 25-year warranty, you get a 100% non-prorated transferable warranty. Call Rhino Shield today, 904-519-5055, or visit us online. The bottom line with Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint again.
The Dream 18 card has had a record response in 2022. Golf courses are packed. More value than any discount golf cart in town with the Dream 18 card. The most inexpensive discount golf cart in town with the Dream 18 card. And now you can save more. Just in time for Father's Day. Get Dad an easy gift. Now just $55 while supplies last at ActionSportsJaxDream18.com. That's ActionSportsJaxDream18.com for a $55 Dream 18 discount golf cart. Discounted golf at 9 area courses and a few local businesses, too. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, The Yards, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Get Dad an easy gift. Get Dad to the golf course. $55 in time for Father's Day. ActionSportsJaxDream18.com.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too. If you feel symptoms, even if they're mild, you should test fast. Test positive and at high risk for severe COVID-19? Then act fast with authorized oral treatments that can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms begin. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Learn about a treatment option at treatcv19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good, really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless, now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Dad deserves double the thanks this year, so this Father's Day, give him the power tool system that has everything for every job. The Ryobi One Plus tool system now on special buy. Over 260 Ryobi tools powered by one interchangeable 18-volt battery. And for a limited time, when you make a qualifying Ryobi purchase, you get one select tool or battery free. Feels like Father's Day at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Offer valid through July 31st, 2022. Valid at participating stores and online. Limit 1 per transaction.
What's up? It's Casey. Check out our brand new show, The Dream 18 Show, sponsored by Florida Georgia Windows and Doors, right here on ESPN 690 on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. If you like golf, you're going to like this show. The Dream 18 Show, Wednesdays at 2 p.m.
You know, I would certainly show up, and it would be in good faith. I wouldn't put myself in harm's way. I mean, we're talking about $250 million here, guys. Like, that's a lot of money. And I would certainly just tell the Ravens, like, look, I'm not going to ask for 5 cents more in terms of, like, what Deshaun Watson got, but I'm not taking 5 cents less. So if you want to pay this bill, great. If you don't, why don't we talk about a trade?
Mike Tannenbaum.
There you go.
Get some new blood over there at ESPN, like the RG3s they're leaning on, and Chris Canty's of the world.
JJ Redick. It's a whole new roster. It's a new rotation. New players retire every day, Brent.
They do. And they jump in the saddle. We've got a new roster here. Brent, Aaron, Casey, Middleton.
Just trying to shove as many people in this room as possible.
Yeah. Why'd I say first names
of all,
for everybody
Brent,
except for
my
Middleton?
name is Brian. Brent, first of all.
I like calling you Middleton.
Yeah.
B-Mid, a.k.a. one half of the Twin Towers?
Like, I wouldn't like calling Aaron Schachter, or actually, that kind of be fun. I'm not sure about Kurtz, man. Like, I like Casey.
The Red Menace.
Everybody gets a nickname. You hear me? Everybody gets a nickname.
You know what's funny is you say that, but I got called like Kurtz. Like nobody called me Casey.
Oh, really? Did they? People like last names.
Yeah, it's a thing.
By the way, hey, Middleton.
Yo.
Do you have to put yourself in the middle of the screen?
You talking about for the stream?
Yeah, for the because of your middle name. Like, would it just not work aesthetically?
See what you
like,
okay?
would that
all
play?
right,
Would
all
that
right,
play?
Brent,
Okay, Stuart Weber.
No, seriously, no, I'm like, would that mess with our minds as human beings?
Yeah, I haven't gone that far. It was just set up one day when I came in, and I sit in the middle screen.
Look at this excuse.
Listen,
I sit in the middle screen now. So
I've been listening to some podcasts lately.
Okay.
Not sports related. This is like a business related one. Okay, so the guy or one of the a million people came from PayPal.
Sure.
And so this one was about one of the guys.
Didn't Elon Musk come from PayPal?
He did.
So, okay.
Yeah, he was the CEO, got fired. I learned this just yesterday.
That must be when PayPal went down and disconnected from eBay.
No,
I thought that was because
right after it was eBay bought PayPal.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what happened soon after.
Yeah,
But
yes.
actually, they hit stride when they fired Musk.
Hello.
Yeah, I could tell you the whole story because I seriously just heard it yesterday. But so here's the crazy part. There's like a two-part thing. And the last little note with this guy who was heavily involved with PayPal, obviously a brilliant guy, but he was a big coder, right? And he did a lot of like what would you call it? Cryptography, like trying to
Sure, like it's almost like writing another language.
Yeah,
like coding, yeah.
And to try to protect people, right? And with a lot of stuff. Well, the last line
encryption.
Of this, encryption, yeah. And the podcast world, this last little note after they were done with 2 long interviews with the guy, I thought was the most interesting part. It's that the when you feel like I'm not a robot out.
Yeah, the
CAPTCHA thing,
Yeah.
but it was the lines. The words or the letters. I'm sorry, before like find me a bicycle or whatever.
It's like a bunch of gobbledygook letters, but it's all scriggly and lines behind it.
So the guy that helped take PayPal to the top came up with that.
Is that a money-making operation? That feels like one of those things that companies steal and don't pay anybody for.
I don't know, but the reason why he came up with it is because only humans can detect it or something like that.
Ah, that makes sense.
That's what it was. That's at least the explanation.
It's funny.
So like that got me thinking about how minds work, and so that really was why I said, does Brian Middleton have to really be like in the middle of the screen for all of us to kind of process this the correct way?
Oh, this was a Casey Kurtz production.
It was.
Well, we'll find out during OT because it's just 2 of us on screen and the chat's in the middle.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
I think, Brian, you should still stay in the middle at that point.
It wouldn't even matter, Brian, if it was 4 people on the screen.
Okay.
It only matters if there's 3 or maybe 5, I guess.
Not to derail us and take us on a tangent, but you did mention technology and these big companies. Did you guys hear about this Google engineer who basically blew the whistle saying the AI I've been working on is sentient? It's awake. It's alive. And then Google fired the guy. They fired the guy. And he released the text messages he's had with this AI, this robot, and it is spooky stuff. This robot is feeling emotions like sadness and happiness and hate and talking about how it doesn't want to be exploited by humans. That is like the beginning of the Terminator movie if I've ever seen it. That's real life.
Listen, I mean, we've had alien talk before here on the show.
That is real life. That's happening right now.
Like I believe
scary.
I believe there are things out there that they don't put into production that would scare the heck out of us.
Yeah, just kind of testing in the locked room.
Technology
Oh, yeah.
standpoint.
Sure.
What I've always wondered is, do you think they actually have more? It's going to sound bad. I don't want to get. I got to be careful how I take this because I'm seriously just asking it from a very naive position. But a thought along those same lines: do they have medicines that actually would cure things?
I buy that.
That just hasn't got approved by the.
I buy it. Yeah.
Whatever.
Because if you think
approves
about
it,
the process outside of COVID, that process takes years for approvals.
Yeah.
So they have to be working on some stuff that's years out. Sure. You hear all the time about these experimental cancer medications where instead of trying to come up with a cancer cure for all cancer, they're finding more success where they like niche target specific cancers. And then those things have been in development for decades.
Yeah.
Well, you never heard the story of the guy that said he had a cure for cancer and got killed? You never heard that story?
No.
I can't remember his name.
Shady things where it's like a mysterious murder.
He wrote like a thing like he had the cure for cancer and he's no longer with us. Yeah.
That's a conspiracy theory now.
I love him.
Conspiracy theories are kind of fun.
This guy's a good producer.
That's why we put him in the middle.
Well done.
Bring this full circle.
Well done.
I got a quick thought before we go to break on this mysterious stuff. We don't talk a lot of college baseball. And, Aaron, I'm not sure how much baseball you lock into like I do, or Casey even does. Casey, how about you? You're a big baseball fan, but you lock into the college baseball?
I like it.
Yeah,
I do enjoy
you'll
it.
flip it on and keep it there?
Yes.
Well, the one thing that happens this time of year is you'll see these college baseball atmospheres, and they are unbelievable.
Nuts.
You know, like we love college basketball, I think, and sports in a lot of ways because of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we missed in the pandemic. We love these crazy scenes. I mean, Seattle became a thing because it's the loudest place in the league, right?
Yeah,
Kansas City. You go to Duke, and Duke, you want to go Duke, not because you want to watch the Duke basketball team play, because you want to see the atmosphere.
Sure.
Well, college baseball is like that East Carolina scene. Like they lost in Game 3, so they didn't make it to the College World Series. But the scene at East Carolina these last few weeks was like, holy cow. Like we've learned about this. Over Mississippi State's always been great. Ole Miss, they all throw like beer every time a home run's hit or water or something. I don't know. But the celebrations are great. The atmospheres are great. And so what I wonder about college baseball is why isn't it a bigger thing up until like these 2 weeks where we notice it?
Don't you think it's because baseball kind of killed itself off as a fan favorite in the country?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I think we separate, right? I think we separate big business Major League Baseball with a commissioner then to like this kind of baseball is exciting. They're scoring 10 runs a game, 12 runs a game, and the atmospheres are unbelievable.
Sure.
I mean, you can watch a lot of Major League Baseball games on TV, and the atmosphere is not going to jump off the screen to you.
No, and you can go to a lot of Major League Baseball games. Yeah. The atmosphere is not going to jump up. But I'm looking at it going, I remember growing up and baseball was the thing. Like football was a boring sport growing up for me as a kid. And then basketball only became popular where I was growing up. I was in the Northeast, and, you know, the Knicks were doing well at the time with Patrick Ewing. But baseball was the thing up until that 94 strike, and then suddenly they lost all this goodwill, started to fight back a little bit. But really, nationally, it's been basketball and then football ever since.
Yeah, I mean,
I also got to wonder at these colleges like East Carolina, fine, but like you're talking about a Miami or a Florida State, one of these schools that has other good sports. Is the atmosphere for baseball also as good? Curious about that.
Well, that's a good call. I mean, I'll give you this. Arkansas basketball is pretty good. Their football is better, and their baseball scene is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's one. Mm-hmm. LSU's unbelievable.
Yeah, they're in
like all of it, really. So, yeah, I think, but the cool thing about it is, like, your alma mater, UNF, could build what, like, East Carolina has.
100%.
Like, why has East Carolina got that scene?
Well, yeah.
Because they've been good, but then they build that scene. I mean, UNF, the JU, or a team like that, they can build that in baseball, and it's fun as heck.
They have to lean into it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, you got to. And you got to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get good. You got to play this time of year for us to notice.
Yeah.
I would say.
When it's on not ESPN Plus.
True.
I mean,
when you don't have to go find it,
yeah.
right?
I mean, when it's right there.
People right this time of year are tweeting about it and check out this scene. I mean, you saw that on the weekend. Look at that scene at ECU. Like, people are talking about it from the football world, from the basketball world. Pretty cool. We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Football at 5.
People often ask me, how much money do I have to pay you up front to be my personal lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. What about a slip and fall or car crash case? Free unless we win.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hi, this is Keith Gurr, president of American Window Products. We are Jacksonville's oldest replacement window company. We have been providing excellent service for over 38 years and still have an A+ rating. At American Window Products, we have helped over 36,000 homeowners, and we don't use subcontractors. Right now, we're offering a free installation on 6 or more windows, as well as a free energy package. Go to AmericanWindowProducts.com and click for an estimate. That's AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, we are the window professionals.
The legendary Acura Integra is back at your First Coast Acura dealers. Click or call to pre-order yours today. Supply is limited, so don't wait. Pre-order the next generation 2023 Integra at firstcoastacuradealers.com.
On the town, you own it. On the go, you own it. On the job, you own it. At Community First Credit Union, you can own it all. There's nobody quite like you. So be yourself and bank your way at Community First. Get free checking with rewards, your paycheck deposited a day early, and free digital tools so you're always in control of your money and have more of it. Go ahead and own it. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
A new era is here for Jaguars football. New championship-winning coach, new superstars, and new optimism. One consistent this fall is Tailgaters Parking will still be delivering the very best tailgating experience at the bank all season. Tailgaters Parking doesn't just talk a big game. They're right across the street from TIAA Bank Field. Offer clean, permanent restrooms, food options, a full liquor bar, and all parking spots are on a well-kept grass lot. Check out Tailgaters Parking at tailgatersparking.com to reserve your spot today.
Walk into 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center, and it doesn't feel like you're going to the doctor's. Beautiful artwork of Jacksonville on the south side location, a laid-back atmosphere, and Rep Butler and his staff are really fun to talk to, and they are there to help you out. First-time appointments and adjustments, just $39 and maybe less pending your insurance. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center. 3 locations, south side, St. Augustine, and the west side. Look them up at 904chiro.com. 3 locations, 904chiro.com.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
O'Reilly. If your vehicle squeals or grinds when you slow down or just isn't stopping like it used to, you may need new brake rotors and pads. Now through June 28th at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get 15% off a set of Brake Best Select or Import Direct brake pads and 2 rotors. Restore safe braking and save money now at O'Reilly Auto Parts or order online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Jacksonville area attorneys. Offices in Jacksonville and by appointment only in Ponte Vedra Beach. Online at CordellCordell.com. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station. Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau.
I don't know of a situation where the NFL has suspended someone for this long in a situation where there's no criminal charge and there's no, smoking gun, right?
Right.
Now, I'm fine with him being suspended, but if you're the NFL, you're going to be setting a precedent. Let's say they only suspend him for a few games. Well, how do they justify that? How do they say 26 women's accusations is worth 4 games? I mean, how in the world could you do that? I don't know that the NFL can make an obvious decision here. If they suspend him, there are some perils there for the future in terms of precedent.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't suspend him, there's going to be outrage. It's just one of these situations that, like, I don't know that there is a positive ending possible.
Am I supposed to know who that guy is? That's the sound you were talking about. I thought we were in the Sports Center update when we were talking.
Nope. I don't know the sound. I didn't have my headphones
Who
on.
was that?
Matt
Brian?
Jones. Matt Jones.
Matt Jones.
I'm waiting for somebody to say who so I can say Matt Jones.
Who?
Who?
Matt Jones.
Matt Jones. I'm with you, Brian.
Thank you, Aaron, because it went over everybody else's head.
Listen, you got any hip-hop content, humor, jokes, I'm here with you, Brian. Come on.
There we
That's
go.
why you're here with us. Brian Martineau, Casey Kurtz, Aaron, Brian, not Middleton, but he's in the middle. Action Sports Jax OT coming up after this. You guys just can have it back to yourselves after this.
That is the plan.
Just the two of you.
Yeah. That's likely the scenario.
Then
unless
right
you
into
guys
the
stay.
Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Yep.
Where are the Shrimp this week?
Charlotte,
right? They're back home against Durham next week.
They are.
I just noticed that. Did that on the schedule.
You didn't even have to ask. Tim Anderson supposed to play for the Charlotte Knights tonight.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So
that is good.
That's the situation for the Shrimp.
We will see how that goes. I have a thought. We got football at 5, so we're gonna get into this Bruce Smith stuff a little bit more. And Stuart Weber recently caught up with Bruce Smith
not too long ago. April.
I'll give you a little insight at maybe. I don't know exactly where this stuff's coming from, but I'll give you a little bit of what I do know, that maybe this didn't surprise me as much as everybody else, because I had a reference to something like Bruce Smith put out there today recently. So get into that in just a moment. I want to tell you about iCryo, by the way, down in St. Johns County Pavilion at Durbin Park. If you're looking to recover from an athletic event or just your daily life, check out iCryo. They've got some big-time Father's Day specials coming up this weekend. I know you're looking for something for Dad. We all do that. So the easy thing to do is check out iCryo in St. Johns County and have him check out iCryo in St. Johns County. Cryotherapy, red light therapy, the sauna, compression, IV infusions, body sculpting. There's a little bit of everything for everyone at iCryo. You'll see the Martineaus down there for sure. iCryo in St. Johns County, the Pavilion at Durbin Park. Brent, Casey, Aaron, Brian, here at Football at 5. Bruce Smith, what are you doing? You guys already discussed this a little bit, I know, but I mean, this has everybody has Boselli's back, right? So now he's got Jags everybody after him. Not that he probably cares. But the way he did this was pretty wild, to come out on Instagram with like this 5-pager. Do you call that? Is it, or would it be
panels?
a 5?
I think they're panels.
Panels on
5
Instagram.
Slides.
5 slides.
You got to slide 5 times to see it all.
Like, that's a long one for Instagram, right? I mean,
yeah, and I like to work in that he only got about 1,000 likes, so we did the math. It's only about 200 per slide, so it's pretty much trash, not good content.
What else did he get? Did he get a lot of? Did he get ratioed and all that?
Oh yeah, he got lit up by Jags Instagram.
I
Yeah.
would assume.
Oh yeah.
Do we think Bruce Smith is on Instagram himself, though?
No, but I bet he typed it up.
Or like dictated it, fine. But like at 58 years old, you're telling some whippersnapper who's handling your social media, and then it just disappears. He doesn't know any of that's going on until he watches Sports Center.
Yeah, but like he definitely said it. Like he didn't tell somebody to write it.
I'm not saying it didn't come from him.
He didn't post it. No.
I'm just saying the penalty of getting ratioed or having people in your comments.
Oh, he doesn't know.
He's not feeling any of that.
That's fair.
I think it makes you wonder, like, what is he thinking, right? How bothered is he by all of this? How much does an ego does he have? Some people said, hey, maybe he's not all there right now. I don't think that's the case. I think this is about ego. I think this is about competition. And so here's the deal. We know Tony Boselli was unbelievable in that game against Bruce Smith. And that's always been like the highlight of highlights. How are you supposed to make a highlight reel for a left tackle, right?
Yeah, offense, you're not looking at stats or anything. You just, the guy protecting the guy.
So that's the highlight. Because why? Because we know Bruce Smith. Mm-hmm. And everybody knows Bruce Smith, and he's a Hall of Famer. So this, as you're making the case for Tony. Now, Bruce Smith was not always the centerpiece of Tony's case to go to Canton, Ohio. But as the momentum slowed or not enough votes came in and Tony got spurned by the Hall of Fame voters, well, this became kind of pushed to the mountaintop of the sell, of the pitch. Like, wait a minute. This guy, everybody already says when he played was the best left tackle in the game. Anthony Munoz says he might be the best left tackle of all time. And look what he did to this guy who's one of the best defensive players of all time and is already in your Hall of Fame. So that's what it was used at. It wasn't a knock on Bruce Smith, right? I mean, I don't think anybody said, look what Tony Boselli did to Bruce Smith, and Bruce Smith shouldn't be in the Hall because of that.
Oh, Bruce feels that way. he feels that he thinks people are saying that. I mean, here's a guy who's like you said, one of the greatest of all time, stooping down. I mean, it just is reeking of sour grapes. A guy whose ego has been dented. Horde.
So the crazy part about this for me is at the NFL Honors Night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you remember the NFL Honors Night. You guys probably already talked about it. But, he presented it.
He announced that Tony Boselli was a Hall of Famer.
And we were all like, wow,
officially.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you go back, you start thinking about Bruce Smith. We've been to plenty of Super Bowls and all this other stuff. Last year at the Pro Bowl, not this past year, the year prior, when we're all getting content anyway of trying to, hey, who's going to talk next about Boselli, right? Because every year this is a topic. Sure. And, well, I think it was Jaguars.com, and I think it was some of us as well, like locally, that were able – Bruce Smith was there at the Pro Bowl. And I want to say it was 2 years ago. Maybe it was before that because of the pandemic. But they got him, and he talked highly of Boselli. Well, that was like the only time I've really seen him talk much about that game. Like, he didn't talk about that game much. He didn't talk about Boselli much. Like, people weren't flagging down Bruce Smith to get his comments on it. But again, you're trying to build a case for Boselli to get in the Hall of Fame, be the first Jaguar to be in the Hall of Fame. And like by the time this last vote happened, everybody in town's trying to do it. So wherever we go, if we can try to make the case for Tony, we did it. So he does that appearance, and then that was about it. So the NFL Honors appearance, for him to be the presenter, said so much. It was like, wow, that was pretty cool. Like, I think I remember even tweeting at the time, that was pretty classy.
Do you think he understood? Do you think he understood the dynamic, though? It seems like he wasn't aware that this was happening until recently.
Yeah, I maybe.
Because if you ask anybody who voted in Tony, they're not going to tell you.
Maybe he just got on Instagram like a year ago.
I mean, maybe.
He's just trying to figure out how this thing works.
So, like, can you guys see enough sports athletes, right? Do you think? I think some things bother people for a long time. I mean, listen, I can still see an umpire missing a call when I was 11, 12 years old for us to go in the All-Star game, to next level or whatever that was.
Especially if you're one of these guys who's the greatest of all time, he's probably like bothered by all that.
Yeah, probably for Bruce Smith, it might be his worst game ever.
Yeah.
And now it's a headline. But, I mean, Bruce Smith, are you guys surprised, Brian, Casey, are you guys surprised that he would be upset about it some 20 years later? After he's already got all the accolades?
Yeah, I think it makes no sense after everything that you just said and that we said earlier. But unless they paid him a ton of money to present him at the NFL Honors, like, it doesn't make sense. And then on top of that, we're about to hear from it. He went to the Jags draft party in Las Vegas.
Well,
that's not just something you stumble upon.
So Stuart Weber caught up with Bruce Smith at the Jags draft party. So what happened was they threw this big draft party. Everybody was there. They paid big bucks. I mean, Bruce Smith was paid to be there, and other guys were paid. Trevor showed up for like 7 minutes. They had everybody there. It was a huge party in Vegas. But
Bruce Smith doesn't play for the Jags. But go on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, true. And Boselli was there, and I think Jimmy Smith was there. And whoever else was there. But everybody was there. And so Stuart Weber was there too. And here's the conversation between Stuart Weber and Bruce Smith. This is just
April 20, whatever.
28th.
The night of the draft.
April 28th. So we're talking like less than 2 months ago. Here it is.
The party continues for the Jacksonville Jaguars fans getting ready for the first overall pick. We're joined now by, well, it says it right here on your shirt, the Hall of Famer, Bruce Smith. Bruce, what brings you out here today?
The celebration. We're adding a new member into the Hall of Fame, and what a talent. He didn't have a extremely long career, but I got to tell you, he was that guy playing in front of Brunell for, was it 5 years? Yeah, absolutely. So just want to welcome him in. and just be a part of the celebration.
Of course, talking about Tony Boselli, who's going into Canton this summer. Of course, Jags fans, it's their first player into the Hall of Fame. Finally, some teal getting added to Canton.
Well, there's a couple of more that should get that honor. Fred Taylor was one hell of a player that I believe that will one day get that honor. But this you have to understand what it takes to become a Pro Football Hall of Famer. And it's a body of work that speaks for itself. That is basically separates you from average and good to being great. And while his body of work was not that long, he did great for about 4 or 5 years. And so I'm want to be one of the first ones to congratulate him.
I'll leave you with this last one. Jaguars, of course, have the first overall pick. They seem to think it's between a defensive end or an offensive tackle. How important is that defensive end position in the game right now?
Well, the two most important positions on a football team is the quarterback and the pass rusher. So if there is a need for a pass rusher, it seems like you've got a quarterback locked down. But definitely, you gotta have that go-to guy that can get to the quarterback on a consistent basis. And if you don't, you better hurry up and get one.
Pro Football Hall of Famer Bruce Smith loves the defensive ends, and we'll see what the Jaguars do. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Let's go back to you.
Okay, thank you, Weber. Sounds like you were live there in Vegas just now with Bruce Smith.
Let me take you back to something you said earlier in the show, though, because I thought that was a really telling piece of audio. Brent, you talk about these guys who get up to the podium and they speak so diplomatically, so PR-like, right? So here comes Stu walking up to Bruce Smith and he's like, "Hey, Bruce Smith, Tony Boselli, your thoughts." These were the compliments that came out of Bruce Smith's mouth. He didn't have a long career. He was the guy who played in front of Mark Brunell. And then he went in and said it again. He didn't play very long, and you got to have a body of work that separates between good and great. He never said Tony Boselli was great. He never said this guy was amazing, worthy. He didn't even say he was worthy of the Hall of Fame. He said it about Fred Taylor. He said, you got to get Fred in here. But you didn't hear him say it about. I don't think this guy ever thought Tony Boselli belonged in the Hall of Fame. Ever, ever, ever.
Casey?
This is weird.
You heard the compliments, though, because every time he would compliment, you would say something.
Because it makes no sense. It's like a dude who's like, I want to say something good, but I don't know. It's like backtrack to like, I'm going to give him a compliment, but at the same time, I'm going to put him down.
What compliment did you guys hear?
Well, I think he threw some compliments in there, but I think I heard what you heard, too, in terms of, first of all, he went 5 years. Then he went 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, he tried to diminish the length, and he has a problem with the length. Like, that's what he ended up going to today on the Instagram story. But then he even went to the point, like, he didn't even play the arduous blindside position. That was Leon Searcy. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, now he's trying to put him down. His beef, okay?
Which is stupid.
His beef is the Hall of Fame. He says this: the Hall of Fame is an exclusive fraternity that follows a tacit code of conduct which fosters respect and brotherhood between its members. Smith said in a statement, quote, "Given the opportunity, any Hall of Famer could use his credentials to boast about his dominance over another member, but such behavior is deemed inappropriate because of the friction and discord it could create within the group." Blah, blah, blah. He goes on to say, well, the bottom line is Tony Boselli wasn't standing on any platform saying, I dominated Bruce Smith. This was people that went to bat for Boselli all over the years that said, hey, his signature game was Bruce Smith. Like, there's no different. I said this to somebody on Twitter today. Like, well, he shouldn't get in just because that shouldn't be the reason he gets in. It's not the reason he gets in. It's the punctuation of why he got in. It's why, like, when a Heisman Trophy winner needs, like, a Heisman moment, they win the Heisman Trophy. Not because of the moment, but because of the year that was punctuated by the moment. I said Aaron Rodgers, great player, one of the greats of all time, punctuated by the one Super Bowl. Right now, that is his moment in his career, although he's brilliant and deserving of everything else. Tony Boselli, brilliant, deserving, punctuated by, in this spot, in an upset of the Buffalo Bills, on that stage. He dismantled one of the greats of all time.
Humiliated.
See now, Brand, can I just jump in really quick?
Yes, you can.
So, I read chapter number 4 of of this IG post, and he talks about resorting to underhanded tactics. But it seems like his problem, even though he's knocking Tony Boselli, he's talking. He said, since Tony's advocates have slid headlong down this slippery slope and dragged me unwillingly along. I guess he's tired of hearing. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. Mm-hmm. He's tired of hearing, the Aarons of the world who just added on about how much Tony Boselli destroyed him in that one game.
Humiliated.
Yeah.
Humiliated. I don't think that he even calculated the blowback on this right here. But sometimes, right? Sometimes when you feel like everything is coming at you in your body of work, like you said, he was in the league for 19 years. He was good for a lot of those years. And then to have whoever may have come along, whether they were alive when you played or not, or whether they were really young kids, or even if they're of your age, or even maybe some of your peers, come at you because of one bad game, granted, against a Hall of Fame worthy tackle in Tony Boselli, you may feel a kind of way. I've seen Jordan celebrated. Michael Jordan, I know we're talking football, but I've seen Michael Jordan celebrated for holding on to a particular type of grudge, or The Last Dance was a whole a bunch of episodes of him talking about, his greatness and kind of the greatness of the Bulls in that last run. But he got his jabs in there, too, decades later at things you think that, okay, maybe you should be over this by now. So I do think that people who get to a certain level, especially professionally, especially you start talking about sports, the competitive nature, even as your body may decline and you retire, I don't think you let go of those things per se. Some can. I don't think most do. I think that competitive nature and that mindset is the thing that kind of makes you get to that particular level on top of hard work, consistency, a little bit of luck, right? So maybe all of that's kind of coupled together. I'm not excusing what he said. I think it's dumb. I think it's very cringe. But maybe, his ears were open to the chatter of the Boselli, advocates, as he posed right there.
Yeah, and listen, I think that was very well said, Brian. I think you hit on a lot of things that are correct. I could see why it would bother somebody of his ilk to be kind of the poster child of why it was the defender or the reasoning or the mountaintop moment or however you want to classify it. So I could see why that would – wait a minute now. I'm like a great player, and one game is helping catapult one guy in from his perspective. But he handles this so poorly. Well, in a couple different ways. He was at that party, you know why? Because he got a check. He was at the NFL honors, you know why? Because he got a check. I can tell you that there are some other people that have tried to get Bruce Smith on Tony Boselli, and it only would happen if it's with a check. And so he's willing to say what he needs to say and be nice if he's getting enough money to say it, first of all. So that's one part of it. The other thing is you can be exhausted by that. And even if you wanted to say something like the fraternity thing and hey, the advocates for Tony, he could have went about this so much better. He ends up slamming Boselli.
Yeah.
Like he ends up doing exactly what he said shouldn't happen in the Hall of Fame fraternity.
Yes.
He's very hypocritical here because all you have to do is say, hey, listen, Tony was awesome. We're so glad to get him into the Hall of Fame. I can't wait for the moment and the induction and the everything. But I do feel like I've been kind of slandered in this whole process, and it's not the way it's supposed to work with the Hall of Fame. I mean, he goes deep enough to praise Leon Searcy, who, by the way, was great in his own right, to offset Boselli's accomplishments.
Yeah, to diminish Boselli.
I mean, so he went just the opposite, and everything that he's mad about, he then did to Boselli. Well, by the way, Bruce Smith, you wouldn't have been the target of this for so long if Boselli, in his own right, didn't have to wait for so long. You don't think that was
fair.
painful?
Sure.
Like Boselli had to wait and build a case because of the lack of longevity, and that's what people had a problem with. So, I mean, it just shocks me that and I'll give you one more thing, Brian, because, I think your point is right. These guys are competitors, number one. They don't like to lose at anything, still. And so this probably eats at him. And I could see why. I think it would eat at me a little bit. But you can't come out and say it the way he said it. And what prompted this today? Like,
that's what I was saying.
Why on June 14th?
It's on the bottom right of the computer.
Why on June 14th? Some 4 months.
I know.
After Tony Boselli's going into the Hall of Fame. And by the way, in his year, he waited 6, 7, however many years to get this moment. And now you're actually tarnishing the moment because he can't even enjoy the process. Instead, he's getting phone calls today from everybody in the media like, hey, what do you think? This is a big beef. Are you going to address this in your speech?
It's like the lone Hall of Fame between player controversy forever now.
Now you're putting like him in a tough spot.
Mm-hmm.
He could call him out at the speech.
And he's not going to because Tony's classier than that. And I think he really does respect Bruce Smith.
I'd let him have it.
But I just think, like, to your point, Brian, Bruce Smith didn't think this thing through.
At all.
I mean, he really didn't think. First of all, he's getting hammered, and he should.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, if he was going to acknowledge the process and the Hall of Fame fraternity to make himself feel a little bit better because he's been dragged through it a little bit, which I can see why he would be a little upset with that, then don't go attack Boselli in the same sentence. And also, let him have his day, man. Like, if you waited this long, like, just wait until next year when somebody asks you about it and hammer them then.
Can I ask you one more thing? I know we're running long. Can I ask you one more thing? You guys, one more thing. Me and Casey talk about this all the time, and I always say, like, people in the media down to the fans, the casual fans, but we all say, or the most of us say, that we want the athletes to be real. We're tired of the prepackaged answer. We were just talking about that earlier this week.
Yes.
We're tired of them not, really sharing what they really think about things. I mean, listen, again, I'm on Tony Boselli's side, but I'm also on the side of if Bruce wanted to share this, I don't know why today of all days is really random and awkward, but if he wanted to share this and this is his heart,
Candid communication. Get it out there. Say what you need to say. If you're a jerk, right? If you're the problem, then you will be discovered as such. But we are in the era of the voice of the athlete, and Bruce wasn't going to let it get past him. He probably just found out there's Boselli heat. He probably has a grandson who's watching like a Jaguars YouTube creator on YouTube and like heard the story and lost his dang mind.
Listen, I applaud athletes a lot, and I bring that point up a lot for guys that say it how it is, and this is why so many athletes are PC in their approach. But there's a difference between being real and being hypocritical. And this is a very hypocritical approach by Bruce Smith. This is the embarrassing part of this. You said you are mad because you have been discredited as a player in this one game.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're discrediting a guy who just went to the Hall of Fame, even though you're supposed to be a fraternity. You're basically the one vote of the fraternity saying, don't come in.
Yeah.
We don't want you in. Even though, again, I will say this, you didn't mind taking probably tens of thousands of dollars to welcome him in. So you should have denied that.
We'll take it again.
And he will take it again. If I offered Bruce Smith to come on the show for $10,000, I bet he would.
Yeah.
I bet he would.
Who wouldn't?
Bring it.
So if you're like, Brian, that's where it's not the same.
Right.
Like if you're asking a guy if he's speaking the truth, speak the truth, but then behold your principled nature too. No, I'm not going to be paid to say that about him.
Well, what about, so you hear Bruce Smith's comments that were nice about Tony Boselli, and then you hear what he said on Instagram. Which one of those do you think he really believes?
Who's the real Bruce?
No, he's the Instagram guy.
Right.
I mean,
so,
he's
like,
the
if we
Instagram.
know that, then who cares if he's taking cash to fake it? Like, at least we got to see the real thing.
Well, we did after the fact, but he put on a heck of a front.
He
enough,
really did.
Enough for us to applaud him and give him credit at the NFL honors. That was really a cool thing. Without this Instagram post, and by the way, I had heard some other stuff about he was more on this side of things, but at least he hadn't gone public with it.
Okay.
And so, like, you still applaud him for being there, having some of those feelings, being almost at the centerpiece of the Boselli induction, if you will, and then presenting him. But now we know that was a fraud. That was fraudulent Bruce Smith out there to collect a check and shake a hand and say something in a microphone for 7 seconds. Like, there is no doubt he got paid to do that, and that was fraudulent Bruce Smith.
Yeah, in a way. I mean, even in retirement, leading the league in pettiness. I'm happy to see it.
We take a break. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Boselli's going the hall, whether Bruce Smith likes it or not.
True.
We just got ourselves another storyline for early on. We'll be back on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
A few scattered evening storms, mainly inland, and clearing skies overnight, dropping into the 70s. Hot and humid for Wednesday, just an isolated afternoon storm. Plenty of sun otherwise. Highs reaching the mid to upper 90s. For the CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds.
Beards Diamonds cuts out the middleman, so you are getting tremendous value.
Celsius Essential Energy is Jacksonville's official energy drink of summer, and Jacksonville summers are energized by Celsius. If you see ESPN 690 out and about this summer, come grab a free sample of Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
I was at one of the kids' tournaments recently, and a coach was talking about recovery and the importance of it for athletes and really for all of us. So I told him about iCryo, cryotherapy, red light therapy, sauna, compression, and more in St. Johns County. They have a student-athlete package and new specials for Dad for Father's Day. iCryo in St. Johns County at the Pavilion at Durbin Park. Recover from your daily lifestyle or recover from an athletic event. Stop in, inquire about IV infusions and body sculpting treatment. Elevate your lifestyle at iCryo in St. Johns County.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done, with 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you've been injured on the job and are not receiving the benefits you're entitled to, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000, and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless, now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Hey, you see Tony's face?
Yeah, he's using one of them Dollar Shave Club 6-blade razors with 6 stainless steel blades for a close shave. His face is as smooth as a river rock.
Smooth as a nice olive oil.
Like a bowling ball.
Like silk pajamas.
Like a seal down at the aquarium.
Like a ball of wax.
Wax job?
Hey, no one said nothing about a wax job, okay? Quit being a wise guy.
Dollar Shave Club, for a noticeably smooth shave. Find us in stores and at dollarshaveclub.com.
You can unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash-out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you can unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started.
Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Grammer.
Disclaimer. Wounded Warrior Project supports injured veterans by connecting them with fellow warriors, by serving them through mental health and wellness programs, and by empowering them to live on their own terms. No one should face a battle alone. Join us at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Broken bricks, falling fences, damaged doors. Gorilla Glue, of course. Gorilla Glue is incredibly strong, 100% waterproof, and bonds virtually everything. Gorilla Glue, for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
The Stadium Tour is coming to TIAA Bank Field on Saturday, July 2nd, and ESPN 690 has your tickets to see the tour starring Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and Poison. Visit the contest page at ESPN690.com and register to win tickets.
Yeah, money is great, but when Kelly and I, this first thing happened, we started talking about it. We're like, will our lifestyle change if I got $400 million? No, it will not change one bit. Truth be told, I could retire right now with what I've made and I've lived a very happy life and not play golf again. So I've never really played the game of golf for monetary reasons. I play for the love of the game, and I want to play against the best in the world. I've always been interested in history and legacy. And right now, the PGA Tour has that. There's a meaning when you win the Memorial Championship. There's a meaning when you win Arnold Palmer's event at Bay Hill. There's a meaning when you win LA, Torrey, some of these historic venues. And that, to me, matters a lot.
That is John Rahm. Well said, too, as the battle continues. And it's really, I just don't know if it's much of a battle. I think we're hearing from new people each and every week about the LIV Golf stuff and why people are playing the PGA Tour. And here's the thing. Here's where the PGA Tour is really winning. We'll talk more about this on the Dream 18 show tomorrow at 2 o'clock. But the golf world's great. I say this, the Dream 18 show, we kind of started this thing to talk about, like, our favorite rounds of golf. It's morphed into a golf show because there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's a great time to talk golf if you're interested in golf. But Casey and I talk about this a bunch, and I think a lot of people are on the PGA Tour side. But what is shaking out is pretty interesting here. The responses from people like Justin Thomas, from John Rahm, from Rory McIlroy are so genuine and, like, heartfelt and, like, good for the soul kind of reactions. Like, we're doing this because we love to play and we love competition and the money's great, but it's not why we're doing it. The other guys, we're doing this for the money, and we're not afraid to admit it. Like, they're actually saying that.
Yes.
And again, I tell people, I don't think we like that as people and as sports fans.
I think sports fans hate it.
I think we know people make a lot of money, but we don't like almost like the braggadocious kind of feel of you're making that much money. And don't we do that in normal life? I think the coolest people on earth are the ones that have millions of dollars and you are hanging out with them and you have no idea they have millions of dollars.
Oh, no way. If I got rich friends, I want to know. I want to know. I want to see the boat. I want to see the house. I want to see the movie theater.
You eventually will. They have those things.
I'm just saying.
But, like, I really do appreciate people that I can't tell that they are loaded.
Well, you don't like money thrown in your face. I get that.
That's what I'm saying.
No one likes a
LIV
braggy
golfers
person.
are doing. They're saying, yeah, look at all this. Look at the check.
But I don't think there's a sports fan or a human alive looking at athletes thinking they're not doing this for payday. And sure, a lot of these guys will come out and say they're doing it for the love of the game and heart. And you see the guys who are sticking with the PGA, especially guys like Rory, who are like, I don't know why these young guys would go over there when this is the league to be in to really develop the game. But, man, like, if it wasn't about money, then why take the purse? Why not donate it? It's all about money to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's true. Listen, they're going to somebody's going to win. Casey, jump in here. Someone's going to win $2 million this week. You think they'd rather have the $2 million or the trophy?
The trophy.
Because
it's the U.S. Open.
The U.S. Open.
It's a legacy play.
On a regular week, no.
I agree with that. I'm talking this week.
Yeah, the U.S. Open, 100%. The trophy, I mean.
But no, it makes sense. Or any of the majors. But, like, that's not necessarily the conversation. It's really just PGA versus LIV and PGA trying to do everything they can to tighten that grip on what they don't have anymore. And people are looking at these LIV golfers like, what are you doing? I'm telling you, I'd be there day one. Same thing.
Absolutely.
Because you can go back.
Absolutely. Well, can they go back? They're suspended. I thought 17 of them were suspended.
I don't care what they're saying right now. You will go back. If Phil Mickelson wants to come back to the PGA, they're not leaving Lefty out. He's coming back.
Well, they just left him out for like 4 months.
So, guys,
they didn't make him stay away.
As a super
they
novice,
might have if he had asked back.
Oh.
What you got?
I was going to jump in. I was just saying, as a super novice to that sport, even more so than baseball, I'm outside looking in, and I heard the clip we just played, and he was talking about like the prestige and what the PGA Tour has, and I'm like, yeah, they've had a advantage for like 100 years. I don't know how long the PGA Tour has been about. The way that you get that kind of stuff is that it's going to take some time. It has to start off somehow, somewhere. So when he uses that as his reasoning, by all means, he can use whatever reason he doesn't want to go over to the Live Tour. Like that's on him. That's cool. But if I have a chance to really win $2 million, $5 million, whatever kind of obscenely amount of money that they're offering over there, I'm going to at least consider it. Yeah, I'm at least going to be. I'm not going to be. Oh no, the PGA Tour. This is what it is. This is the bastion of golfing. This is why would you go anywhere else, man? Because the money is right. Word. And you're right.
Exactly.
People don't want to hear that, but those same people aren't in the same opportunity right now.
Yeah,
a lot of these people that are talking
table.
about, a lot of these people that are talking about, how could you do that? Why would you do that? A lot of them have some valid reasons. But listen, if you had the chance and you were a good enough golfer to be invited on one of these tours, PGA, Live, whatever, and have the chance to get that kind of money, like you'd be in the top 10, top 15, however many people get paid for just showing up on up to the winners, your tune may change. But it's easy to say that on the outside looking in, you know what I mean? While, you're working at your job and will never be in that situation to admonish these guys who are going over there. Now, there's some other reasons that are valid, like I said, that, you're dealing with, like, maybe political stuff, some other stuff that doesn't involve
what does the
golf.
money say? The money says something different depending on how you want to view this, right? I mean, there's a whole 9/11, coalition, like writing letters to Phil Mickelson. It's the Saudi money.
It certainly makes it tough.
Dirty money.
It makes it tough.
I mean,
But let's
does
not
that
pretend.
play into it? I mean, I'm not trying to be listen, we live in a self-righteous world, but I'm just saying those things, all the things you just said, Brian, all these guys that are talking about it had that chance. They could have made a mint over there, and they chose not to because of either what the money says or because I would say this: you're 6'8". You're playing basketball and you're a star. Well, then they'll go pay you in China to play, or you can play in the NBA. And they're going to pay you more in China. Where are you playing?
I'm playing in the NBA.
Why?
I know English. I got family and friends here. I know which side of the road to drive on. There's other things at play there.
It's the best league in the world.
It is, but that's not why I would stay.
I think a lot. Brian, would you stay because you're playing against LeBron and others, or does it matter because you're getting a bigger check going to China? And by the way, China has its own political and all these other ramification issues too.
Right. And so go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So which one that's what we're talking about here. That's the equivalent, essentially.
And see, this is where like I said, the novice comes in, because if you're talking about someone like Phil Mickelson, I know him. I know he's been great on the tour. And some of these guys who went over, I know the name. I picked Taylor Gooch. I think he's one of the guys who went over. Just because I was last name. And I was just like, okay, but I don't know how much he's actually earned on the PGA.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? And
hardly anything.
If I'm Taylor Gooch level, and I could earn a lot more money just by being my same basic self, I'm assuming that he's basic compared to his peers, then I may lean towards going over there. Yeah, but it's a little bit different because if we're talking about NBA versus the China League, I think it's called the CBA or something like that, then you're still getting paid, and you're talking about getting paid more.
Do you think seriously? Different. Steph Marbury is a great example here, right? Didn't he go play in China for a long time?
Yeah,
Greece and a bunch of different.
But when did he go play?
After his career.
When he couldn't play in the NBA.
Yeah.
That's what Phil Mickelson is doing. That's essentially what this is. Phil Mickelson, he can play because
his
anybody can tee it up.
He just won a championship last year, didn't he?
Like a one-off thing. He's Steph Marbury now.
He is.
Okay.
I mean, probably not that drastic, but that's my point.
So then you shouldn't have that big a problem with Phil Mickelson going over. You should have a problem with a Rory if he was going over there, or I guess a John Rahm or Justin Johnson. Yeah, then that should garner some more of this hate right here, or not hate, but this blowback of how could you do this when you're leaving the best tour, the best league in the world to go over here for whatever reason.
I think that we just talked about Bruce Smith, who's still mad because you know why? He's a competitor. Doesn't matter how much money he made. Doesn't matter how he's in the Hall of Fame. These guys compete. We think we're competitive at Monopoly and other things. We're not near the amount of competitors these guys are. And John Rahm just said it. I want to beat the best. I want to compete with the best. LeBron James would not go to China to play for $500 million if he was offered, because the NBA is the best, and he's the best, and he wants to beat the best.
$500 million year 19, year 20. $500 million?
That's what I'm saying.
To be honest with you, Tiger Woods was offered about $1 billion apparently.
That's wild.
And he said no.
And he said no.
Because he's already making it.
Well, so LeBron's a billionaire too. He doesn't need to go get the $500 million check.
Right.
I think the thing that annoys me about this whole thing is you hear from John Rahm, you hear from Justin Thomas, you hear from Rory McIlroy, who will be fine if they retired today. Put Vincent Whaley up there. Put Doug Gim up there and let them explain why they didn't go. Because those are the guys that the Live Tour should be after. And no offense, like John Rahm cited $400 million. I don't doubt that they offered to pay him that. He's the best player on the planet. But let me hear from Taylor Gooch. Because it matters in this scenario. Like Justin Thomas and those guys are competing against the best in the world because they are and they can do it. You have guys that without a one-off can't beat those guys. And you could get paid more to go somewhere else. Let me hear from those guys.
Why they're staying.
Like we heard from Russell Knox.
Yeah.
And he explained himself. He didn't have to, right? But it made me feel better about the situation. I want to hear from the guys that actually have way more to gain than a Dustin Johnson who's already rich.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a fair point. Who just got a lot more richer.
He did.
Yeah, and to Casey's point, not everybody's in that situation.
No, not at all.
I mean, but somehow Andy Ogletree just got paid $125,000 to shoot what you and I would at Southampton.
That's fair.
I mean, it's crazy. We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Don't forget Action Sports Jax OT at 6 o'clock with Casey and Brian. And then the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp on the road in Charlotte right here on ESPN 690 as well.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
When you look at a schedule, it reveals more than even the schedule what you really think about that team. Bad teams, their schedules always look brutal because they're no good, so you don't think they're going to win many games. Good teams, you look at the schedule, it's not so bad because they're favored in a lot of those games. I guess I would also take the under on the Jets, but just. Like, I think 5.5 games is right. I'll take the under.
Key, J, and Max. Followed by Greeny. Mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Our friends over at Arlington Toyota want to know, what drives you? How about great service? Or what about getting more with your purchase? Then prepare yourself for the drive of a lifetime when you buy from Arlington Toyota. Arlington has over 500 new Toyotas available with inventory arriving daily. You also get a lifetime warranty with your purchase, plus 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. What drives you is what they do at Arlington Toyota. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
I was at one of the kids' tournaments recently, and a coach was talking about recovery and the importance of it for athletes and really for all of us. So I told him about iCryo, cryotherapy, red light therapy, sauna, compression, and more in St. Johns County. They have a student-athlete package and new specials for Dad for Father's Day. iCryo in St. Johns County at the Pavilion at Durbin Park. Recover from your daily lifestyle or recover from an athletic event. Stop in, inquire about IV infusions and body sculpting treatment. Elevate your lifestyle at iCryo in St. Johns County.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DIY alarm systems appear to be a solution for home security. They're cheap and simple to install, but there lays the problem. Cheap and simple. So simple to bypass that some news organizations recommend to not even put out their signs, and the cameras are just as bad. Don't be fooled by cheap and simple. Use the experts at SafeTouch Security. Every SafeTouch system has 5 layers of protection, starting with a SafeTouch sign. Crooks know to stay away from a SafeTouch house, followed by the SafeTouch cameras that use analytic technology that identifies boundaries and humans. This alerts the bad guys that they're on camera and being identified. Then the homeowner is notified immediately with a direct camera feed. Then entry alerts that notify Central Station before the bad guys even enter. At SafeTouch, we call it the Always On feature, the exclusive SafeTouch two-way communicator that gives a verified response that goes to the emergency authorities, providing faster response times. Finally, the SafeTouch Central Monitoring provides local UL-approved monitoring, unlike other alarm companies that try to monitor customers remotely from an employee's home. Call now for your free demonstration of the newest 5-star system today. State license number EF000233.
The Dream 18 card has had a record response in 2022. Golf courses are packed. More value than any discount golf card in town with the Dream 18 card. The most inexpensive discount golf card in town with the Dream 18 card. And now you can save more. Just in time for Father's Day. Get Dad an easy gift. Now just $55 while supplies last at ActionSportsJaxDream18.com. That's ActionSportsJaxDream18.com for a $55 Dream 18 discount golf card. Discounted golf at 9 area courses and a few local businesses too. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, The Yards, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Get Dad an easy gift. Get Dad to the golf course. $55 in time for Father's Day. Action Sports Jax, Dream18.com.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with expertise and tools with Windows 11 to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. To do more with a Latitude laptop, Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Ooma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
Hey, everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays, 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690. Hey, I started thinking about all the different homes that I've had in my life. I'm up to 4 of them. And when it's time to sell, you always wish there was something easier. That's 4 different homes, not 4 at once, by the way. It can be a hassle when you want to sell. What if you take the hassle out of it and just sell at Open Door at opendoor.com? It's a hassle-free sale, so you can focus on all the other things in life as you move. It's a new way to sell your home because it's easier. I wanted to see how easy it was, so I went to opendoor.com, answered a few questions, talking 2 or 3 minutes worth of questions. That quick, and you're done. Open Door will send you an offer if you're eligible. Really easy to request an offer. Thousands of people are requesting offers all around the country. You can be the next one to do that with Open Door at opendoor.com. When life's doors open, Open Door will handle the house. Learn more at opendoor.com/myoffer. Get a competitive all-cash offer on your house. You'll know how much you'll get. Close when you're ready. Everything is done online. Sell your home to Open Door at opendoor.com. Offer eligibility varies. Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokerage Incorporated, license 0206-1130 in California, and Open Door Brokerage LLC in its other markets. Welcome back, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690, everyone. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz, Aaron Schachter, Brian Middleton. We've got a full, well, not really a full house.
We don't have any more mics.
That's true.
We're pretty full.
What would we do?
Access.
Start unplugging stuff, plugging new stuff in. We'd make it work.
We'd have somebody on the access just standing in the hallway.
That's true. We could do that.
Yeah, we could.
I got that in my car.
We got 5 accesses.
5?
So, well, units. I'm saying
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. We could have as many as 5 more people. And we have a phone.
There we go. So we could have 10 people on at once.
We could.
That would not be a good show.
That would be a horrible show.
That would not be a good show. I'm not sure how this show's been with 4.
Feels okay.
Yeah. I've had fun.
I've been mad chilling. I'm not doing my job. I'm not even sitting in front of a camera. I'm literally just sitting here listening and playing with this little former bongo drumstick.
I've learned a lot today. Have you learned? I've learned a lot. I learned that Brent wants nothing to do with your dog.
I knew.
Oh wow, yeah. That's
I learned
true.
that. I learned that Bruce Smith.
You're struggling.
Is the next guy to run over to the Live Tour. Mm-hmm. And you never hear him say a bad thing about Boselli ever again.
Yeah.
Because he's getting that check.
Do you have like a hard, you've been a radio guy for a while, right? So
yeah, sure. A little bit.
You have a hard word to say?
Oh, man.
I did this the other day, like with shoulder surgery is something I won't say on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I won't write it. I'll say surgery on the shoulder.
You know, long before I was a jock, I was one of these production guys who would have to write scripts all the time. And I realized during my script writing days that lumping S's together, kind of like with the word Bruce Smith, it'll mess me up if you don't take the extra second to define the stop between the two. Bruce Smith.
See that? You got an education here, young fellas.
Educational program.
Yeah, don't end words with the same letter or sound that you're beginning the next one with. Bad copywriting.
I don't write scripts.
That's clear.
We just sit up here and talk.
Hey, Brent, can I share what I learned?
Sure.
Oh. First, I learned that you own 4 houses. That's the first
Yes,
thing.
it's impressive.
And
I did it one time. Very impressive.
I learned that around 11:15 this morning when I finally checked my Twitter that you wanted all the smoke with Bruce Smith. I read your text. I didn't know anything prior to that, right?
Yeah.
So I texted Casey instantly and was like,
Here we go again.
Casey, why does Brent want all the smoke with Bruce Smith? This is random. And then he didn't answer back. Like, he hasn't answered back yet. So I had to go delve and find it myself.
Yeah,
trying to find out.
Yeah.
I did get somebody like 3 hours later. It wasn't you, by the way, but somebody's like, can you include the original stuff? I'm like, dude, if you haven't found it by now, like, why do you just follow me?
They want you to do the
am
work.
I the one follower? Yeah. I always, you know what else I find amazing about Twitter?
What you got?
Is I will get a reply or a retweet on something I tweeted like 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, how did you find this? Like, why did you find this? Or it might be even from last week. I'm like, you know how many times I've tweeted since last week? How did you just get to this on your timeline?
That's someone looking to
it's
get
a lot.
you.
It's a lot of times since last week.
It's a lot. Like, how does that happen?
That's somebody looking to get you, by the way. They're going through your tweets,
Well,
looking
it's
for a
not
bad
negative.
one.
They might say something. It might not be a negative thing, but.
Or it's Steve Smith, Jalen Ramsey.
Well, this Steve Smith, Jalen Ramsey thing pops up every now and again. But that's the most viewed tweet I've ever had. It's like over 2.1 million views or something.
It's only been down from there.
That's it. But my followers are up.
Oh.
Your followers are up. You're
And
almost
more
at
followers and
talk,
houses.
You're almost up to 28K.
Talk your talk, Brent Martineau.
Hey, that was fun, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, man.
I work here.
Hey, you do.
Not today, you don't.
maybe you guys should say, Brent, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like sometimes, Brent. We'll see you again next week.
Tomorrow we'll be at Divoli's House of Cards.
It's only Tuesday. That's right.
Tomorrow, Divoli's House of Cards.
We'll be
Then
there.
I'll be on the road on Thursday.
And Friday.
And maybe not on Friday. We'll see.
And Tuesday. And Wednesday.
I like the road.
Yeah. I think Casey likes when you're on the road.
I think so, too.
He's
I
kinda
love it. I
front
don't turn
right
on the
now.
lights in here.
He's real vibey.
All right, you guys have a good Action Sports Jax OT.
We'll try.
Casey Kurtz, Brian Middleton coming up next, and then Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp after that. I'll see you on TV on CBS 47, Fox 30. What are you doing?
I'm going home. I was supposed to get dinner an hour and a half ago. Really? I got a lot of explaining to do.
Yes, you do. Good luck with that. Tell us how that goes.
Cool.
Have a good one, everybody. Action Sports Jax OT coming up next on ESPN 690.
Broken bricks, falling fences, damaged doors. Gorilla Glue, of course. Gorilla Glue is incredibly strong, 100% waterproof, and bonds virtually everything. Gorilla Glue, for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The forgotten poor in need of healing wait for Mercy Ships, a floating hospital staffed by volunteers, heroes of mercy who donate their time to save lives. To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org.
Spring deals are making moves at your First Coast Acura dealers with $1,000 in down payment assistance and market-leading APR offers when you pre-order the 2022 Acura RDX crossover SUV. FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com. Shop loyalty appreciation offers.
Celsius Essential Energy is Jacksonville's official energy drink of summer, and Jacksonville summers are energized by Celsius. If you see ESPN 690 out and about this summer, come grab a free sample of Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
Baby boomers and retirees, stop the leftist smash and grab of your retirement savings. Take action now to shield your savings from socialism and volatile markets. National talk show host and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution will teach you how to get a head start to be retirement tax smart. Imagine learning proven strategies that are saving boomers and retirees thousands in unnecessary taxes. Visit taxessaved.com. Taxessaved.com.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
Koala Insulation.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. That summer heat's right around the corner, and so are those high energy bills. Don't just sweat it out. Do something about it. Call Koala Insulation today for your free evaluation. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
It's where I take my family to play golf, and you can take yours as well. The Golf Club at Southampton. It's the home of the Action Sports Jax Dream 18, and it can be your golf destination. Enjoy your golf experience by calling 287-PLAY, 287-PLAY. Play some golf or maybe practice some golf at one of the newest facilities in the area. Grab some lunch or dinner, too. Southampton has it all. 287-PLAY for tee times and more. The Golf Club at Southampton, the home of the Dream 18. My home course. Make it your home course, too.
Summer's just getting started, so fill your cooler with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. It tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. And with a 5% kick of alcohol, Twisted Tea is perfect for the beach, the lake, or wherever you're hanging out and day drinking with your friends. Look for the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Aging players were tempted by millions of dollars in signing bonuses to join Live Golf. Also said he's disappointed some PGA Tour players took the easy way out in joining the rival Saudi-backed series. McIlroy was also asked if he's lost respect for Phil Mickelson, who helped create the new tour.
As a golfer, no. I think he won a major championship 13 months ago. Am I disappointed he's taken the route that he's taken? I am, but I still respect him tremendously.
Rory McIlroy. Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson again said he's innocent of the allegations of inappropriate sexual conduct made against him. He also said he has no regrets about many of his actions, but does regret the impact the allegations have had on the people around him. 24 civil lawsuits have been filed against Watson, alleging inappropriate sexual conduct.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. And now, a no-frills ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See? Just a good old-fashioned, straightforward ad. See if you could save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE or Progressive.com.
How we at the club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut sheet.
I gotta start the show. Why are we... Oh. You turned my mic on. You wanted to catch that. You wanted to catch that argument that was...
No. I got to start the show. It was a great way. It was the right energy, okay?
Yeah, it was good energy. I don't know where to go from here. Action Sports Jax Overtime, ESPN 690 on a Tuesday. What happened to Party Next Door? Where is he?
How many weeks in a row? This is 2 weeks? Two weeks in a row now?
2 weeks. I've said this every time you played this music.
You were on a honeymoon, and then you were on the IR for like 18 days, man. It's like
I
the
was
second
not
straight
on
week.
I was on the 7-day IR. All right, Aaron. I don't know. I can see him on the camera
we can see it right here.
walking out.
That's Aaron Schachter, everybody.
On the stream. Anyway, welcome in Action Sports Jax Overtime on ESPN 690. Brian Milton on the ones and twos all day. You've been here all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I didn't know. I thought you were going to keep going.
No, I just wanted to make sure you knew what I was saying. You've been here all day.
Let's try this again.
Okay.
No, you're going to say?
Oh, yeah, you've been here all day.
All day, Casey Kurtz.
All day.
All day.
Well, I appreciate you. I can't be more serious. I've done nothing. You couldn't see me. I had a camera. I literally was sitting over there, like, sticking the end of that thing that Austin used to hit the bongo drum with into the earphone hole and see if I could, like, electrocute myself.
See, I'm over here thinking that you're going to, you're back and forth with your boo-boo, with your muse, maybe, just texting back and forth.
Amanda did text me. Amanda texted me and said, "Where are you?" Because she couldn't see me, but she saw a bunch of other people. I said, "I'm here. What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, I hear you now, but, like, why are you not?"
Why don't you have a camera?
Yeah, I said I'm least important.
I'm with you, Amanda. And so he's going to paint that narrative. Hopefully you're still listening. Maybe you're not. And you can come back and listen to the replay of the stream on either YouTube. I guess they can catch it on Twitter and whatever else.
Or
too,
on the
right,
podcast,
Casey?
just search Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
There you go. We got a promo before I, roast you. So I told Casey about 4 going into the 4 o'clock hour because Brennan
when
just
Brent
walked in.
finally came to work, yes.
Right. I was like, hey, listen, do you want to sit right here? Because technically I'm the least of these out of the 4 guys here. So I'll be off camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Only 3 cameras right now, and people know Casey Kurtz. Casey Kurtz is ESPN 690.
That is true.
And he deserves to be seen while he's giving his trash takes, right?
Probably.
And so he was like, no, don't you worry about it. So the offer was made to him, Amanda Kurtz. Okay, we tried to make sure that he had a camera so that he could be seen. He turned it down.
I did.
He turned it down.
I was chilling. Because I knew it would result in more work for me, and I made an executive business decision, kind of like Bruce Smith. If the opportunity is available to not have to do nothing, I took it.
You shooting at Bruce Smith. I get why he's shooting, but that seemed unnecessary.
Well, Bruce Smith, you do anything for money. I respect that. I did anything for money, as in I was getting paid to work, and I was just sitting over there.
Oh.
It's similar, sort of, right?
Okay.
Not really. Anyway, yeah. That's what we did for the last 3 hours. And now we got an hour leading into Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball.
Why did they turn all these lights on in here?
I know. I hate that.
Why did he do
Brett
that?
Martineau is known for turning lights on and opening doors. I hate it more than anything.
I don't get that one.
I don't get it either.
I just realized that the sun was in here, and I was like, now, hold on now.
Yeah, it's annoying, right?
Okay.
I know. So a very light-filled studio. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed, when he came in here, he turned on the other lights that were in here. So, dude likes it light.
To be fair, Brent Martineau doesn't wear glasses, and he's
that's fair.
Getting up there. You know what I mean? So that's probably why. Probably why, because he turns the lights on.
He cannot see.
Well, no, I'm saying he can see without the help of glasses because he keeps things well lit when he's trying to read things.
Yeah, but if it wasn't well lit, he couldn't see, then he would, be struggling.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to get a shot at him is all I'm trying to do. Shooting at him, shooting at Bruce Smith. Who, if you've been listening to the show for a bit, or maybe you're just jumping in, we appreciate you. But Bruce Smith taking shots at Tony Boselli for really no reason that we can understand. Went on the IG, ran by somebody. Aaron suggested potentially his grandson, which is reasonable, or just maybe a social media manager, and took a 5-page shot at Tony Boselli.
And the font was like 12 point too, man. He got a bunch of words in on each slide.
I tell you what, it's a full read. It's like a Harry Potter book. It's a full read. It's on his Instagram, which does not have as many followers as you would think, or as many likes on the post. But the point of the story is this: we broke it down. Bruce Smith, at the NFL honors announcing Tony Boselli going into the Hall of Fame, was at the Jags draft party. We played that interview that Stuart Weber had. A lot of things were leading into this moment, which is why it made it more surprising that Bruce Smith went ahead and tried to get after Tony Boselli. And every time he said something, it was followed, like anytime something positive was said, it followed with like a backhand comment. Brent called him a hypocrite, all kinds of things. But What it boils down to, folks, is this, and I fully agree with Brent. If you pay Bruce Smith, he will say whatever you want. You want a cameo, Bruce Smith will do it. Just pay. Like, is that's how I feel about it now. Like, I was confused at first.
A cameo. I just realized what you said.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Bruce Smith will do anything for money, and he was paid to say nice things about Tony Boselli, and now he said how he really feels, and I think that's it. We just move on knowing that Bruce Smith doesn't really like Tony Boselli. Everything he said was fake, and we move on from it. That's how I'm reading it.
He really likes Leon Cersei. And Fred Taylor, and to his Fred Taylor point, I was like, I think Fred Taylor should be in the Hall of Fame.
About that,
But his backhanded compliments to Tony Boselli uncalled for. Honestly, I feel like Trevor should watch out because he was semi-complimentary of Trevor in his little back and forth with Stewart that we played in the last hour as well. Watch out, Trevor. You may get a 6-page IG post about you.
I'll tell you what, you might. By the way, just so you understand, if you haven't seen the post, it reads, I'm not going to read the whole 5 slides because this ain't the Chamber of Secrets, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'll just give you the highlights. A large part of the campaign to promote Tony Boselli into the Hall of Fame seems to hyper-focus on a single successful performance he had against me in a 1996 playoff game. On the one hand, I'm quite flattered to be considered the gold standard by which another player's game can be measured to determine his qualification into the Hall of Fame. But on a more serious level, I and other Hall of Famers believe it sets a horrible precedent to negatively zero in on a standing member of the Hall's play in order to validate the candidacy of a nominee. That is only 1 page, but that is pretty much the highlight. Bruce Smith said, you know what? I don't appreciate the fact that Tony Boselli is better than me. That's what he said. Tony Boselli manhandled me in a playoff game. It's true. It's true. He got manhandled in a playoff game in 1996 for 4 quarters and is now upset about it that Tony Boselli's just better.
Let's take him at his word. Let's say that, that's the reason. That's the top pinnacle reason why Tony Boselli finally got into the Hall of Fame.
Sure.
Then that means that performance was so amazing. Like, you got beat down so bad. Mm-hmm. You probably should be upset. Mm-hmm. You probably still should be feeling that 20, 30, 25 years later. If that one performance, which that's how you know that this is coming from a place of emotion, even though initially, even when he starts off this particular post, it seems like it's composed. There's a really emotional response to this that's unnecessary. Listen, Tony Boselli in the league, how many seasons? 7 or 8.
Yeah,
I mean, you count one, but he didn't even play a game, I think, for the Texans. So 7 seasons, 5 Pro Bowls, 3 all-team first team. Mm-hmm. Like, give me a run from a lineman, from anybody, and tell me that's not Hall of Fame worthy. Right there. Mm-hmm. He was on some of the best Jags teams ever 25 years ago. Like in the history of the actual team. That's how good he was. And listen, on top of everything else, Bruce, you weren't the only one he did this to.
Uh-oh.
You weren't the only one he did this to.
He was manhandling everybody.
You're just another
victim. Just another victim.
Clearly, there's a list of people, but you're at the top of that list. Mm-hmm. I can't think of all the defensive ends that were great back then. I mean, there's like probably Reggie White. Name me some other people that were D ends during that time period. I'm just saying, I don't know how he treated some of the other people that would be considered on your level talent wise, Bruce. But we know he got you. We know he got you in a big game. Hey, but he did this to plenty of people, or else he would not be considered for the Hall of Fame, sir. Mm-hmm. Respectfully,
he was manhandling everybody. And by the way, it was either Brent or Aaron, or maybe it was you. It wasn't me. But a good point was made earlier that now you got a rift between the Hall of Famers. Because you got one who obviously doesn't think he should be in, even though he announced that he was going in for money. And then you got others who obviously believe he should be in, like Anthony Munoz. So now you got a Hall of Fame beef up there in Canton, Ohio, the most boring city in the world. By the way, he ends his statement with, during my 19 years in the NFL, several outstanding left tackles such as Bruce Armstrong, Richmond Webb, and Will Wilford all had stellar games against me. Perhaps they too would be wise to build Hall of Fame campaigns highlighting that fact.
I appreciate the way you said perhaps.
That's how
you read it. I appreciate that.
So Bruce Smith, we're going to leave you with this. You getting ratioed, right, by Duval in your comments. We now find out the type of guy you are, right? We understand that. We understand all it takes is a simple check, and Bruce Smith will say whatever it is you want him to say. But don't you dare. Don't ever. And I mean ever. I don't care if it's a playoff game. I don't care if it's the draft. I don't care if it's the Super Bowl. I don't care what it is, Bruce Smith. Don't come back to Jacksonville. We don't want you here, bro.
To this day,
we don't need you here.
Casey
and
Kurtz.
we don't want you here, Bruce Smith.
Casey Kurtz, man, I feel comfortable in representing Jacksonville, all of Duval County when we say Bruce Smith. Sit your down.
There it is. There it is. Just stay away from Duval. Stop saying stupid things on your Instagram that we know you don't even manage. And just stay far away from Duval County.
Things he doesn't manage. So how are we blaming Bruce then? If he may not even know this
he definitely said it.
We may not
He
even
just
know
didn't
what's up
post.
then.
He didn't click post. He don't understand how the IG works.
He thinks it's just to his friends.
He wrote
posted just to his friends. Oh, boy.
He wrote a Harry Potter book and doesn't
boy.
realize that Duval is getting him in them comments.
Chapter 8. I feel like Tony Boselli. My goodness gracious, man.
We don't play Bruce Smith. You're going to get booed if you ever come back. And even if you don't come back, they might just bring you up in something where you're booing. Because we don't mess with that type of energy.
Casey,
Yeah.
who's hated more now, Urban Meyer or Bruce Smith? Let's put a Twitter poll out. Can we do that? Is it too soon?
I think we can do that. I'm going to do it on the ESPN account. That's probably frowned upon. I will ponder it. I will ponder all of the options in the break.
I know it's something that might not be good if you really got to ponder. Because normally you down to let it all burn down.
Yeah, I probably
From the
will.
roof down to the foundation.
I probably will. Stick with us through the break. I'll answer the question. I'll probably post the Twitter poll as well. So stick with us. We'll be right back. Action Sports Jax Overtime, ESPN 690. What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jax, and the local coverage on ESPN 690 is expanding yet again. After Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690, we have been bringing you Overtime on Mondays and Thursdays, but that has now changed. You can catch Brian Middleton and myself daily after Action Sports Jax and leading you into Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. So starting at 3 p.m. daily, we will have local coverage all night from Action Sports Jax to OT to Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, all right here on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
A few scattered evening storms, mainly inland, and clearing skies overnight, dropping into the 70s. Hot and humid for Wednesday, just an isolated afternoon storm. Plenty of sun otherwise. Highs reaching the mid to upper 90s. For the CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds.
Zero hassle, zero pressure, zero middleman. Just great deals only at Beard's Diamonds.
Thanks, everyone, for baking your way here on this toasty morning. Are you all ready to jam? Excellent. Before we get rolling, let's start by hashing out everything bagel will be discussing. Profit margins are okay, but they could maybe be butter. Sorry, I don't mean to waffle. Next quarter, it's all or muffin. Did you have a question, Sausage Patty?
My name's Patricia.
When you can't take your mind off breakfast, it matters where you stay. Delicious breakfast available at our Hilton family of brands. Hilton, for the stay.
Millions of people use Zoom Phone, the innovative and feature-rich cloud phone system for businesses of any size. Zoom Phone is simple to use, whether you're on a mobile device, desktop, laptop, or desk phone. And because every call is important to your business, Zoom Phone was built with reliability in mind, using geographic redundancy to keep your communications online. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Visit zoom.com/phone system. Zoom, how the world connects.
Aw, you didn't have to go so all out for my birthday.
Yes, we did. Because birthdays are about showing your friends how much you care for them and how grateful you are for their... This is Jamie from Progressive. No, this is a great time. Progressive protects you 24/7. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry that happened.
Jamie.
Can you hold on one second? I gotta take this call. But remember, birthdays are about togetherness.
Contact us 24/7 on the phone, online, or on the mobile app. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jax on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Action Sports Jax Overtime, ESPN 690, rolling along on a Tuesday. Conversation in the break, and we've decided we're going to post a Twitter poll. Although for like a second there, I thought we were done after what just occurred in here, you know? I thought they heard about the poll. I thought we were done for. But nonetheless, the poll's going up, and it's going to say this. Who will be booed the loudest next time they step foot in TIAA Bank Field? Will it be Urban Meyer? Or will it be Bruce Smith? It's an interesting conversation because we'll actually, a fair question, I'm still posting it, will either ever step foot in the stadium. Urban probably would be smart to not. Just a guess.
The way y'all talking, Bruce said if the check right, I'll put on a Jags jersey.
That's true. We should get Bruce to come and then just let him get booed.
Nah, I'm not paying nobody to boo him now.
I'm talking somebody else. Somebody else will pay. Not me. You know, I don't got money for that. I can't even afford a cameo with Bruce.
That's debatable.
No, it's not.
We've seen your paycheck stub now.
Who's we?
Yeah.
I've seen it, and it's not great. Action Sports Jax Overtime, ESPN 690. Brian Milton, Casey Kurtz, Jumbo Shrimp Baseball coming up 30 minutes or so. 6:50. It's 6:18. That feels about 30 minutes-ish. They will take on the Charlotte Knights in Charlotte. I believe Tim Anderson expected to play on a rehab appearance for the Knights, shortstop for the White Sox. So that should be exciting for them. And that will take place at 6:50. So we'll have you covered on that one. Just talking a little bit about Bruce Smith, what he had to say. There's more going on in sports, though. Deshaun Watson speaks today and pretty much pled his innocence, which, as expected, I'm not sure why he talked. I think if I'm the Cleveland Browns, I say, you know what, Deshaun? We'll let Jacoby Brissett talk. Like, I don't know why Deshaun Watson, I know probably why he felt the need to talk. I'm surprised that it happened, but nonetheless it did, and he maintained his innocence. So that's pretty much where we are in football. Brian Milton told you he doesn't want Baker Mayfield even in the state of North Carolina at this point, especially not playing quarterback for the Panthers, right? You'd rather have Jimmy G.
Let me get Jimmy Garoppolo.
You feel good about that?
Bill Parcells' very own.
You feel good about Jimmy G?
Super Bowl award participant.
He was there.
Conference champion, participant.
No, he won one of those. You can say winner.
Oh, yeah, I can't say winner. I'm thinking about this past year. But, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, was the heir apparent over Tom Brady? Come on, man. It's not even close. Give me Jimmy Garoppolo. Huh? And me not being able to spell his last name, I would chop his last name out. I tried to spell it before, and it was just like, well.
That's why people type Jimmy G.
You know?
Spoiler alert. So that's what's going on in football. Obviously, we got more going on in other sports, though. We got Stanley Cup starting tomorrow, the final in Denver, the Lightning and the Avalanche tomorrow. So we will talk more about that as the week goes on. But
what about the finals, though?
We're about to talk about that.
Yeah.
I was getting there.
Yeah.
I was letting people know what's going on.
I get you.
All right. So the NBA Finals. Last night, Golden State has a stranglehold on this thing. 3-2, have a chance to win it. They will have to win it in Boston, but they'll get one more opportunity to play at home as well. Steph Curry was missing in action? Where was Steph Curry?
He was on the court.
No, he was there, but like where I know this happens, right? You can't make every shot every game, but like do you ever remember watching a game that shots just weren't falling for Steph? Like, I don't watch Golden State in the regular season very often, right? Okay. But I feel like when they have him on national TV, like, he's hitting those shots. I feel like I've never seen Steph be that bad. I could be wrong, but it just feels like I haven't seen him be that bad in a minute or ever.
Yeah, well, you know, Boston changed up their defense. They were running two at him. They were doubling at times. They were front guarding him, depending on, you know, what the situation was. And I almost think they were kind of running something like a box and one kind of hybrid of a man and a zone. And there was a big defensive push to not let Steph go off again. What Steph showed in game one is, in multiple games, but in game 4 is that I can listen. If you let me get mine, I can score enough to where we can win a game, even in your own house. And so, and he scored like 43, so 16 last night, but he scored like, I think 43, 31, 34, and something else high. I think it was another 30. Like he's averaging an insane amount of points for this series, even with the 16 points yesterday. The 0 for 9 from three-point land, yes, you're right. Like that's a rarity to see. It broke some kind of streak I was watching. One of the sports shows. I can't remember. I think it was like 230 some odd straight games with a three-pointer.
Dang.
Something like that. So, he did break that streak right there. But that being said, even though his shots weren't falling, he was the biggest focal point of the Boston Celtics defense. And if you look at the actual point stat line, then they did their job scoring-wise, but he was also a decoy. He also was able to help open things up because when your focus is on the main guy and Steph is the main guy, well, you still got other shooters. You got a Clay out here that can give you 21. You got a Jordan Poole that started to come on. And then Andrew Wiggins, who is not the first option, arguably not the second option, but depending on the night. And he has a game of games, a game so great that people all of a sudden are like, uh-oh, he might be the finals MVP, like knock it off. But 26 and 13, a monster game by a guy who's really coming into his own. So I think that, Steph wasn't missing in action per se. No, he wasn't the scorer that he has been in games 1 through 4, but he definitely played a role in affecting that game to a point where Golden State still had the advantage offensively because of him being on the court. You have to account, even if you've held him down for the first 3 quarters, you got to account for him in the fourth quarter as well. Mm-hmm. You can't just be like, oh, he's having an off game, because at any point he can shake it up, hit a 3, shoot it from 40, turn around while it's halfway there, start shimmying, the mouthpiece is halfway out, and go in, and then you get that crowd into it, and now you got a real problem on your hands. So I think that Steph did exactly what he could do, and, and Golden State did what they needed to do. Like you said, a stranglehold on the series.
I just put the poll up. So if you're not driving, feel free to vote on that. ESPN 690 Jax on Twitter, who will be booed louder. Back to the NBA Finals talk, though. Steph Curry, by the way, 16 points, 0 for 9 from 3. 0 for 9. All right, let me ask you this, right? So Steph is not going right. But as you just talked about, they were okay. He's still taking shots from, the logo. I don't know, man, get closer and try. Or is there something behind if I hit a deep one, I'm back? You know what I mean?
I think it's like the saying says, or it's like, like my cousin says whenever he steps out on his wife, he's like, shooters going to shoot. And he's referencing like he going to go find like a side piece or something. So shooters are going to shoot.
Oh, boy.
And it's the same way with, these guys who can just, just make an incredible amount, a high percentage of these 3-pointers. And Steph is the best to ever do it, right? I think everybody can agree on that. Steph Curry is the best shooter of the NBA in NBA history.
Yes.
And so, if anybody's going to have a green light, if they're 0 for 5, 0 for 7, and still be able to pull up from the logo and shoot it, it's going to be Steph Curry. He has the resume. He has the awards, the championships. He's the leader of that team. And Steve Kerr trusts him through and through. So I bet you Steph could have gone 0 for 13. I mean, I think the Golden State Warriors are glad that he didn't. But if he wanted to pull up 4 more times and just shoot, I think he could have done that. And it could be a part of, listen, if I hit this one right here, then who knows? I heat up like a microwave and here we go. But either way, even if that's not the thought process of I got to hit it from this particular distance in order to really feel like I'm back in it, I think that if you're going to trust anybody to do that at 0 for 9, 0 for 10, 0 for 11, it would be Steph Curry. It kind of likens me to a Kobe kind of mentality as far as he's going to shoot the ball.
Yep.
And if he's having a down day, if he's having a down game, he's going to try to shoot himself out of it. And it works more times than it doesn't. And that's
Fair.
The reason why you can give people like Kobe and people like Steph the green light.
Absolutely. On the flip side, though, you look at Boston, what went wrong. That man, Derek White, who was incredible for the first couple games, only scores a single point. That is a problem. Jason Tatum was all right, but for me, Jaylen Brown just wasn't it. last night. Like, he just couldn't get it done. Now, granted, in my opinion, they're starting to ask more of him because I think there's something there with Tatum. But Jaylen Brown, 5 for 18.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes. 5 for 18, only 18 points in the game. Tatum with 27. Horford only had 9, which is becoming a problem. Marcus Smart with 20, which is, fine. You're good with that. You could, if Tatum gives you 27 and Marcus Smart gives you 20, you probably feel good about it. But when you have a guy that's been scoring 20-plus points in white and he gets a single one, that's not going to do it. I am surprised by this to see this stat, though. All the Boston starters on the plus-minus were in the minus except one, and that's Williams. He's plus 11. How did that happen?
Efficiency, man, I guess. I mean, listen, what's the stat line? I'm looking right now. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. I don't know what else he had. Probably had a block or something like that in there as well. So, yeah, probably just efficiency. Yeah, Tatum, if you just look at the stats, 27 and 10, I'm like, yeah, let's just do that every time. I'm sure there'd be some type of analyst that played in the league, like a Shaquille O'Neal or something, to be like, hey, I need you to bump that up to 32 or 33. Mm-hmm. But 27 and 10, I'll take it. Because there's been a lot of their success has been when, Tatum can get into that high 20 and maybe even break 30. And you get Marcus Smart, like you said. At home, Marcus Smart has been a lot better offensively than he's been on the road.
More comfortable. Yeah.
Right. There's been a game where I believe he just had like 2 points or 4 points in this series.
Yes.
And then he went back to Boston, and I think he had like 22 points or 23 points like that next game. And so, I think that when we were talking with Justin Cousart from WAPE on last Friday, I was like, Marcus Smart, is he the key to the Boston Celtics winning? Well, I still think that, but you got to have the games from Jason and Jaylen in order for that to happen. So, the key is, Marcus Smart. He's that third guy that you want to be able to count on offensively, and then everybody else kind of fills in around those three guys. But, Jaylen clearly had an off game even with 18 points.
Yeah. It's funny you said that about, like, if Tatum could get to that 30-33 mark, all of a sudden it's a 4-point game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm surprised that it's consistently, to your point that you just made, it's always 26 to 28, like 9 with Tatum. Yep. It's very rarely 30-something. And I don't know, man. Like, if you're asking me what a superstar is, it's 30 points a night in the biggest moments. Like, your guy, LeBron, 40. And I'm not comparing Jason Tatum to LeBron.
Don't do that.
But I'm just saying there's got to be a middle ground between 27 and 40. You get what I'm saying there?
Yeah, and maybe this is a part of his
still growing.
This might be a part of him growing, and maybe this is look, push it. Maybe these next 2 games he realizes that, and he's just like, okay, well, you know what? We need me to get 35. We need me to get 40. So, like, give me the ball and get out of the way. That's what this is going to be right now.
That's absolutely fair, and we're gonna have to find that out on Thursday night.
You're still a Celtics fan, though, right?
Yeah, why not?
Are you still a Celtics fan?
Sure.
No, don't say it like that, man. That's not the kind of energy you had on Friday. Now, are you still a Celtics fan or not? We're giving you a chance to jump off the bandwagon and go to the Warriors now that it looks like they're going to win.
I'll stay here. I don't even really like Boston. Like, I don't, actually. But I'm going to stay here for the point. By the way, the poll is up, and we got some people voting right now.
Already?
67% say Urban Meyer, 33% say Bruce Smith.
Really?
Yeah, so get those votes in, folks. We need to know. ESPN 690 Jax on Twitter when you're not driving. Please don't do it while you're driving. But if you're on the stream and at home, we appreciate you, 1. And 2, go vote on the poll, make a Twitter account. Follow ESPN 690 Jax. Follow at K Kurtz. Follow at The Broadcast On. And then you'll eventually find Brent and Aaron and everybody else. But those are the 3 main ones you need. And then vote in the poll, retweet the poll. Other people can vote in the poll. And at the end of the day, we'll have the best poll in Jacksonville. Does that sound about right?
Heard and heard.
Sounds good. We'll be right back. We got vague headlines on the other side. Action Sports Jax Overtime, ESPN 690. We'll be right back.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. It means that when you hire us, you get a legal army. When it comes to law, size matters. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Get a $1,000 bonus when you pre-order the all-new 3-row 2022 Acura MDX SUV at your First Coast Acura dealers. Shop market-leading APR offers and pre-order savings at firstcoastacuradealers.com. Shop loyalty appreciation offers.
Be yourself and bank your way at Community First. Get free checking with rewards, your paycheck deposited a day early, and free digital tools. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease. And strokes. I could go on forever. Unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Your local radio stations are here for you. No subscriptions or monthly fees necessary. We're here to give you the news, weather, and traffic you need, and the music you love. But if the foreign-owned record labels get their way, it could stop the music. They want Congress to force radio stations to pay them more money, simply to play their music. Don't let radio go silent. Text LOCAL to 52886 and tell Congress to protect local radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
This is Greg McGarity, President and CEO of Gator Bowl Sports. For the past 76 years, Northeast Florida has been host to the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl and events. When televisions tune into Jacksonville for kickoff, we want to be sure we showcase that Jacksonville supports college football. From buying a ticket to the game, making a donation to send local deserving children to the game, or volunteering, I would ask that you consider supporting this great local tradition. To learn more, visit TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
In Florida, it's not if the storms are coming, it's when the storms are coming. And that's why you need the Chief. Jacksonville's chief meteorologist, Mike Burrish, with a proven track record of keeping local families safe. Rain, heat, hurricanes, flooding, tornadoes. We get it all. Just more reasons why you need the Chief. Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Backed by the First Alert Weather Team. Only on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Never paint your house again.
Living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons, except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is the most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against the harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. Call Rhino Shield today, 904-519-5055, or visit us online. The bottom line with Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint again.
You know what's great about getting older? The toys are way cooler. Spring is here, and it's playtime. Yeah! And One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, has slash loan rates across the board on all the toys. Motorcycles, jet skis, boats, RVs, ATVs, even golf carts. And it's fun and potentially dangerous. One-to-One Financial has the perfect loan to help you finance it. Check out our rock bottom rates and apply now at one-to-one-fcu.org. Come out and play. Federally insured by NCUA.
Let me ask you something. Are you tired of hearing no? It's kind of a bummer, right? Nobody likes to hear no, so then let me ask the obvious. Are you ready to hear yes? Then you better get to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned today. Yes, Arlington has 400 pre-owned on the lot and ready to test drive. Yes, Arlington has all makes and models. Yes, Arlington will help you get financed. Plus, Arlington's 30-day exchange program comes with your purchase. One last question. Are you going to find the vehicle you really want? Yes. Just shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Brett Mortno from Action Sports Jax. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jax on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jax. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jax Overtime ESPN 690 rolling along on Tuesday. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball coming up here in just a second. But before that, Brian Middleton on the ones and twos, Casey Kurtz. We got vague headlines, Brian Middleton. I forgot to do some things that I need to do in terms of commercial breaks and whatnot. So let's do these vague headlines.
Oh, okay. That was a lot of necessary information? Maybe.
It's necessary.
Okay. Do you need instructions, Casey Kurtz?
I don't.
Okay. First two. Watch your step or one-hitter quitter. Watch your step or one-hitter quitter.
Let's go one-hitter quitter.
One-hitter quitter is actually a non-sport headline, Casey Kurtz.
It's probably from TikTok.
Actual headline. Ex-boxer Julius Francis knocks out man with one punch while working security gig. Now, former heavyweight boxer Julius Francis, who is famous for fighting Mike Tyson in 2000, showed he still has thunder in his hands, knocking out a man cold while working a security gig on Monday. The punch went down outside the Box Park, Wembley in the UK, after a man appeared to get into a confrontation with security guards for an unknown reason. Now, there was video of this incident, and I watched it. You can see the man in a do-rag who was clearly not pleased with Francis and the other guards. He was screaming at him, saying some unseemly things, and he shoved a couple of them. Now, next thing you know, Casey, the guy takes an aggressive step towards Francis, who is a big guy, and bing bong, he was put to sleep. Instant nap, just add punch. Casey Kurtz, my question to you. What's the wildest run-in you've seen with security at an event?
Hold on, I'm watching the video. He's about to get punched. Oh!
It's quick. It's quick, too.
Oh!
Dude looks like he's 50-something, but that punch was 20-something.
He didn't even load up either, though.
Yeah, it was.
He was flat-footed and still rocked him.
Bap.
That was exciting. What the most crazy security thing I've seen?
Yeah, you've been to a lot of events, concerts, autograph signings, a bunch of different things, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
what have you seen?
I think the go-to is when the dude runs on the field and then gets clotheslined by security once they eventually catch him. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a classic case of things that happen. I was at a game one time, somebody ran on the field, and once they eventually got caught, it was a clothesline in the outfield, the Tropicana field. That person did not get up. You know what I'm saying?
Did not get up, okay.
But you know what? You're like asking for it if you run on the field.
That's fair.
Are you a fan of like when people run on the field?
Absolutely.
I wish they would show it on TV.
Get away. There's one little video where this kid's at a soccer match. He runs on, I think he gets the ball, and then security starts chasing him. He tosses the ball to a fan in the stands who catches it. He jumps back over the barrier, and then the fan hands it back to him, and then he runs off into the steps.
I've seen that. I have seen that.
I was like,
it's a kid,
pass.
right?
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? Clothesline the kid?
Hey, man. Equality.
Don't do that.
Equality out here. Don't step on this field. You
it's
step
an
on this
equal
field, you're a man.
opportunity clothesline. Everybody can get it.
Next to wide receiver drought or you got jokes, man. Wide receiver drought or you got jokes, man.
Let's go wide receiver drought.
Wide receiver drought. Sport headlines. Actual headline.
I figured it was sports.
Yeah, because wide receiver drought. I got to pump fake you one day. Actual headline. Former Ravens wideout Willie Snead IV reveals why wide receivers don't want to play for Baltimore. Over the course of recent history, the Ravens have been unable to lure top free agent pass catchers to Baltimore despite having Lamar Jackson. Now, according to Willie Snead IV, who played in Baltimore from 2018 through 2020, yeah, that's what it says. There's a reason that the team can attract receivers. He says it's not because of Lamar Jackson. It's because of offensive coordinator Greg Roman, who has run the offense since 2019. He said, quote, there's a lot more creativity in the passing game for other teams. If the Ravens had more creativity in the passing game and they put more emphasis on it during the season, I think more receivers would be open to coming. Seems kind of duh, but okay. Question to you, Casey Kurtz. Do you think that the Jags have had this problem? And if so, do we still have that problem as far as attracting big-time receiving talent to come to Jacksonville?
Interesting question. I think this is just truth. When Tom Coughlin, Doug Marrone, and the boys were in charge, it was Leonard Fournette. It was downhill. We're going to run the football at you, and then we will make plays in the passing game as we need to. Part of it with Blake Bortles, sure, right? But when you draft Fournette, you go to that system. So now, I think when you move to now, it's similar, right? Because you have James Robinson and the plan is downhill. They tried to change it last year with the whole speed, get it to guys on the outside, not necessarily James Robinson, a guy like ETN, Laviska, get him the ball behind the line, let him run people over. So I think at the end of the day, the Jags are still best suited when they turn around and hand it to James Robinson. Right now, Trevor will continue to develop. That will change. But I think right now that's best where they are. In terms of attracting receiver talent is interesting because obviously from what we see, they went after Christian Kirk and they got him. It's not like I don't remember hearing like the only other big name wide receiver free agent I think of late, Kenny Golladay. Like I don't remember anybody ever saying the Jags going after Kenny Golladay and they whiffed on him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So in my estimation, you wanted Christian Kirk, you got him. You want Zay Jones, you got him. Now granted, I'm not putting those two on the same path or maybe more like Willie Snead and Zay Jones. Actually, Zay Jones is better than Willie Snead. But anyway, I think the Jags are best suited when they run football in that downhill type style, but I don't think it's hurting receivers coming here now, especially with Trevor Lawrence. And by the way, Willie Snead, I feel like you shouldn't have brought it up with your 4 catches for 38 yards last year.
Disrespect. Okay.
4 catches, bro.
Yeah, I mean, the disrespect by Willie Snead.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, final 2, Casey Kurtz, doppelganger ban or I've been drinking. You want me to do it again? I want to do it again.
Yeah,
Doppelganger ban or I've been drinking. It's a little Beyonce right there.
I will go, I've been drinking. I've been drinking.
Drunk in love. Let's see, that's a non-sport headline. I think you guessed that one, right?
I did.
Okay.
I had a feeling. I mean, I could be wrong.
Okay. Yeah, so I've been drinking. The actual headline is, if I can get there, Casey Kurtz.
I believe in you.
Coca-Cola is putting Jack and Coke in a can.
Yo, I saw this and meant to send a screenshot to Brent because I thought it would be a good topic. So I'm glad you got it. Well done.
Okay. Drinking a Jack and Coke is about to become somehow even easier, Casey Kurtz. Coca-Cola is partnering with Brown-Forman to make a new canned cocktail combining Coke and Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey. The drink, which also will be available in a zero sugar option, is hitting shelves in Mexico later this year before expanding globally. Casey Kurt's first question, what's your hard liquor of choice? Because we know you're a drinker. And will you be partaking in this new Coke product?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the product, and I will definitely be partaking in it's a great idea. Like, first of all, how did nobody think of this before? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it kind of seems like a no-brainer, like peanut butter and jelly in the same thing. You know what I'm talking
about? Yeah, absolutely.
Were you a fan of that, by the way?
It can get a little messy after a while, but yeah, I'm good with it. It's all going the same place on the bread.
Amen, brother. And that's exactly what I'm saying about this stuff. You can put it in a bottle and then pour it in a cup and then get the can and pour it in the cup and get the ice. You don't need all that. Just get the can. It's straightforward. You crack the can and you're rolling.
What if it isn't strong enough, though?
That's a great point that I hadn't thought of. Well, open the can, then you pour a little more in.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Problem solved.
Kind of swirl it around. I think it's a great idea. But I'm a fan of the product. That's probably the go-to, to be honest with you.
Awesome, Casey Kurtz. That's it for Vague Headlines.
We got more to do. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball coming up, but we got to hit this break first. On the other side, we will put a bow on the show. Action Sports Jax, Overtime, ESPN 690. We'll be right back.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, 24/7 support, free access to product specialists, and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
People often ask me, how much money do I have to pay you up front to be my personal lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. What about a slip and fall or car crash case? Free unless we win.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Men, did you know that over half of all males suffer from ED or PE?
Ladies, your man should talk to the specialists at Prime Men's Medical Center.
If Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down,
men are now lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
For a private consultation at Prime Men's Medical Center, call 904-664-8217.
See results on your first visit, guaranteed, or pay nothing.
Call 904-664-8217.
A new era is here for Jaguars football. New championship-winning coach, new superstars, and new optimism. One consistent this fall is Tailgaters Parking will still be delivering the very best tailgating experience at the bank all season. Tailgaters Parking doesn't just talk a big game. They're right across the street from TIAA Bank Field. Offer clean, permanent restrooms, food options, a full liquor bar, and all parking spots are on a well-kept grass lot. Check out Tailgaters Parking at tailgatersparking.com to reserve your spot today.
Snyderman, can you move things in your mind?
Nope.
Could you read our minds?
I got nothing. Were you thinking of nothing?
No. So, what makes you a superhero?
I can tell if you should repair or replace your air conditioning system.
Take the quiz on our website to see if you should repair or replace your unit. If it's time to replace, now you can get 0% interest if you pay in full within 72 months. Visit SnyderAC.com and get the details in a flash.
I think you mean Snyderman.
CAC 1813307.
You don't have to be an unbelievable golfer to have a favorite round of golf. Your Dream 18. Maybe it's the people you were with, the place you played, the situation you were in. Give us your Dream 18 at #Dream18 and tune in Wednesdays to a new show, The Dream 18 Show, 2 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Hi, this is Keith Gurr, president of American Window Products. Right now, we're offering a free installation on 6 or more windows, as well as a free energy package. Go to AmericanWindowProducts.com and click for an estimate. That's AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, we are the window professionals.
Action Sports Jax. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jax. Watch, listen, subscribe.
Couple minutes to go. Action Sports Jax Overtime, ESPN 690. We check in on the poll on the Twitter. If you missed the poll, the question is, who will be booed louder the next time they step foot in TIAA Bank Field, Urban Meyer or Bruce Smith? We're now at 54% Urban Meyer, 46% Bruce Smith.
There we go. Neck and neck.
So we do have a good comment that should be appreciated. It comes from @PitbullCooper77.
Okay.
Who will be cheered louder, Josh Lambo or Blake Bortles? Lambo, obviously the kicking.
Blake Bortles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to think for a second, but I'm thinking Blake Bortles.
I'm not going to lie to you. I started reading it before I read the whole thing. I assumed it was going to say Tony Boselli. Like, I'm just going to be honest with you.
Really?
Because that would make sense. Tony Boselli, Bruce Smith, Urban, Lambo. Like, it makes sense.
Okay.
So now I don't feel as good about reading it because it's not as good as a comment as I thought.
I was trying to imagine, Blake Bortles is my answer.
Probably.
Yeah, man, Blake is like a folk hero here now.
Yeah, I'll go with Blake.
Lambo still has the kicking. I mean, even though that was urban related,
But it got him fired, So people will cheer for him.
Missing stuff and missing.
That
kicks.
is true. He did miss kicks at the end.
Yeah.
Well.
Anyway.
Just a couple seconds here. We got Jumbo Shrimp Baseball coming up. I asked Brian Middleton. I said, hey, Brian, I'm producing the Shrimp game tonight. Can you go to Arby's? Hook me up. He said, yeah, man, I got you. I said, you want nothing? He said, I don't eat Arby's. Why would you do that? Why would you not? Why do you never partake in the Arby's when it's offered, Brian Middleton?
Oh, when it's offered? I don't know. It's just never the right time. I'll be real with you.
When there's never a bad time to eat Arby's.
You have terrible timing when you offer Arby's to purchase Arby's for me. So, it is what it is, man. Just take the fact that you're going to be able to get your Arby's and still work this great Jumbo Shrimp game that's about to happen in less than 15 minutes.
I do appreciate that. And now Matt Davis from the Jumbo Shrimp calling the game tonight. Matt, when's the last time you had Arby's? I think I've asked you this before, but I'm asking again.
Never.
Matt?
Oh, boy. Okay.
I've never had Arby's. That was actually a debate for the minor league team I worked for in 2019. We had a debate. It was either Culver's or Arby's, and I actually went with Culver's.
Well, yeah.
Well, Culver's is good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But
for you guys, I will try it. You'll have to give me some recommendations, but I will try it and give you my recommendation the next time we talk.
Well, that'll be tomorrow.
I have to look for a nearby Arby's.
Keep that in mind. We'll give you a pass until you come back to Jacksonville.
Okay.
But I do appreciate the honesty. I'm very confused and very distraught at this moment. But listen, we will get through it together, Matt. What do we got coming up tonight in Charlotte? I've said this a couple times. I really hope I'm correct. But he's on my fantasy team, so I'm pretty sure I got that notification. Is Tim Anderson in the lineup for the Knights tonight?
Yes, he's leading off and the DH tonight for the Knights. He took BP. Super nice guy. Shook his hand in the hallway on my way down to our clubhouse, and don't think it's been announced yet, but he had a friend with him. His name is Eloy Jimenez. I'm sure you're familiar.
I am.
So they're both here, but only one is starting, and only one is on the roster right now. I'm assuming that move could be made tomorrow. with Jimenez. But it should be a fun day. We've got Will Stewart on the mound. He's a pretty electric lefty for us, and it's a bullpen day for Charlotte. They're going to roll with J.B. Olsen. So it should be interesting. They've kind of scuffled lately, but they're on a 2-game winning streak. They currently sit at 23 wins and 37 losses. So they're closer to the bottom of the eastern part of the International League. But two teams that are hot lately, so it should be a fun series.
I like it. I like the little inside information about Eloy Jimenez down there. That's some deep inside information that you have for us, Matt Davis. That'll do it for Action Sports Jax Overtime tonight. We're back tomorrow, but for the rest of the night, Matt Davis has you on the call of the Shrimp and the Knights. Matt, take it from here.
Thanks, guys. Coming up, Shrimp on deck, and then first pitch at 7:04 from Truist Field.
Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is 15 minutes away.